สมาคมศรีคุรุสิงห์สภากรุงเทพมหานครท่านวิทยากรป่ายอามันดีฟซิงเครือข่ายเบสิกออฟสิกขีสหราชอาณาจักรเครือข่ายศาสนิกสัมพันธ์5ศาสนาทางการในสังกัดกรมการศาสนากระทรวงวัฒนธรรม15องค์การและสวัสดีแขกผู้มีเกียรติทุกท่านค่ะขอต้อนรับทุกท่านทั้งที่อยู่ในห้องประชุมอเนกประสงค์ชั้น2สถาบันวิจัยภาษาและวัฒนธรรมเอเชียมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลแห่งนี้รวมไปถึงผู้ชมที่กำลังรับชมผ่านทางการถ่ายทอดสดผ่านทาง Facebook Live RILCA มหิดล University ร่วมกับเครือข่ายชุมชนไทยซิกในอาเซียนและยุโรปในงานสิกขีเสวนาครั้งที่ 4 เรื่องแสงสว่างทางปัญญาแห่งซิกจัดโดยศูนย์ภารตศึกษาสถาบันวิจัยภาษาและวัฒนธรรมเอเชียมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลร่วมกับชุมชนไทยซิกและสมาคมศรีคุรุสิงห์สภาในวันนี้นะคะวันอังคารที่ 7 มีนาคม พุทธศักราช 2566 ดิฉันนางสาวประชิตพรโภคมณีรับหน้าที่พิธีกรในภาคภาษาไทยและคุณเอกลักษณ์เศรษฐีจะรับหน้าที่เป็นพิธีกรในภาคภาษาอังกฤษค่ะ
สวัสดีครับวาเฮกุรุจีกาคาซาวาเฮกุรุจีกิฟะเต Good morning welcome everybody for today's event I'd like to announce a few of our guest speakers or honorary members for today We have Assistant Professor Dr. Iamporn Machanimwong Nakap, who is the Vice President for Finance, Mahidol University. And we have Dr. Margot Meyer, who is the Director of RILCA, or Research Institute for Languages and Cultures of Asia at Mahidol University. Then we have Kun Chaipon Sukyam, who is the Director General of the Department of Religious Affairs under the as a representative of the Ministry of Culture. Further on, we have His Excellency Nagesh Singh, the Indian Ambassador to the Kingdom of Thailand. We have Sardar Pinderpal Singh Madan, who is the President of Sri Guru Singh Sabha, Bangkok. We have Bhai Amandeep Singh, the guest speaker, all the way from United Kingdom, representing basics of Sikhi. And finally, and importantly, we also have Religious Relations Network representing the 5 official religions under the Kingdom of Thailand, as a total of 15 different organizations. So welcome everyone. Today's event is held at RILCA, the Research for Institute of Languages and Cultures in Asia at Mahidol University. This event, other than being an offline event, is also broadcasted online via the Facebook page of RILCA, Mahidol University, in association with Thai Sikhs, Sikhs in ASEAN and Sikhs in Europe. This is the 4th event of Sikhi Talk under the title or theme of Glory of Sikhi, organized by the Center of Bharat Studies in association with Sri Guru Singh Sabha, Bangkok. Today is the 7th of March 2023. I am Ekrak Sethi or Chetan Sahib Singh, along with Kun Ben will be your host for today. Thank you.
ในเบื้องต้นก่อนจะเริ่มงานในวันนี้นะคะดิฉันขอเรียนชี้แจงกำหนดการของงานค่ะในวันนี้นะคะเราจะเริ่มด้วยการกล่าวรายงานโดยผู้อำนวยการสถาบันวิจัยภาษาและวัฒนธรรมเอเชียมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลจากนั้นจะเป็นการกล่าวต้อนรับโดยรองอธิการบดีฝ่ายการคลังมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลค่ะจากนั้นจะเป็นการกล่าวเปิดงานโดยอธิบดีกรมการศาสนาผู้แทนรัฐมนตรีว่าการกระทรวงวัฒนธรรม
So we would like to invite now the Director General of RILCA and the welcoming address by the Vice President for Finance at Mahidol University and also the Director General for the Department of Religious Affairs.
ลำดับต่อไปค่ะจะเป็นการกล่าวแสดงความยินดีโดยท่านเอกอัครราชทูตอินเดียประจำประเทศไทยและนายกสมาคมศรีคุรุสิงห์สภากรุงเทพมหานครจากนั้นจะเป็นการมอบของที่ระลึกและการถ่ายภาพร่วมกันค่ะ
Next, we will have the address by His Excellency Nagesh Singh, who will be the, giving the honorary address for today, and then we will have.
จากนั้นจะเป็นพิธีอาราดัสหลังเสร็จพิธีอาราดัสนะคะจะเป็นการบรรยายพิเศษและการปุจฉาวิสัชนาโดยวิทยากรป่ายอมันดีฟซิงจากเครือข่ายเบสิกออฟสิกขีสหราชอาณาจักรซึ่งการบรรยายจะเป็นการบรรยายภาษาอังกฤษนะคะโดยมีดร.พรเทพจวราผู้แทนชุมชนไทยซิกเป็นผู้แปลภาษาไทยค่ะ
Following that, we will have Ardas, and after Ardas, we will have a special talk by Amandeep Singh, And the talk will be conducted in English but will be translated in Thai by Dr. Pornthep Chawla, a representative of Thai Sikhs.
และในช่วงสุดท้ายนะคะจะเป็นการอภิปรายสรุปประเด็นโดยหัวหน้ากิจกรรมสิกขีเสวนาศูนย์ภารตศึกษาจากนั้นจะเป็นพิธีปิดงานโดยประธานศูนย์ภารตศึกษาสถาบันวิจัยภาษาและวัฒนธรรมเอเชียมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลค่ะ
And at the end, we will have a summary of discussions by Kun Aphirat Kamwang, who is the head of Sikhi Talks, located under the Center for Bharat Studies under RILCA Mahidol University. And we will also have the closing address by the president of Bharat Studies at RILCA.
ในลำดับแรกนี้นะคะก็ได้เวลาอันดีแล้วเราจะเริ่มพิธีเปิดอย่างเป็นทางการกันเลยนะคะลำดับแรกค่ะขอเรียนเชิญรองศาสตราจารย์ดร.มรกต ไมเออร์ผู้อำนวยการสถาบันวิจัยภาษาและวัฒนธรรมเอเชียมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลกล่าวรายงานค่ะ
Good afternoon, Vice President of Mahidol University, Assistant Professor Dr. Ampon Machimobong, the Director of the Religious Department, Kun Chayapon Suk Iem, the Ambassador of India to Thailand, Mr. Nagesh Singh, and the Director of Sikh Singh Association Bangkok, Mr. Pandava Singh Madan. Ladies and gentlemen, the Center for Bharat Studies, or CBS, is a research center under the Research Institute for Languages and Culture of Asia at Mahidol University. Its mission is to conduct and promote research on Indian studies and its connectivity with ASEAN from socio-cultural and economic perspectives. CBS also provides various academic services in line with Sustainable Development Goals. Sikh philosophy and culture form parts of our research agenda. Over the last decade, CBS has contributed research and academic services for Thai and international academies and societies. It has also developed an online academic database that can be used for references by Thai scholars of India and ASEAN studies. CBS has also become a key player in Indian studies. To be sure, it has fostered strong ties with the Indian and Sikh communities in Thailand. In 2021, CBS and the Sikh community in Thailand initiated the Sikhi Sevana or Sikhi Talk for the first time. This year, we celebrate our fourth Sikhi Talk. It is an extension of the collaboration between CBS, RILCA Mahidol University, and the Thai Sikh Community with Sikh Singh Saha of Bangkok and the Department of Religious Affairs, Ministry of Culture. Our Sikhi Talk has three objectives. First, to promote research on the social cultural issue and philosophy of Sikh to the broader Thai public and international audiences. Second, to create a platform for Thai Sikhs to communicate their viewpoints in various dimensions to the public. And third, to enhance a better understanding of the pluralistic society in Thailand, and above all, to celebrate the 75th years anniversary of Thai-Indian relations. The Center for Bharat Studies is, to be sure, a critical player in the Indian study network of Thailand and the international academic community. Our special guest today is a UK-based Sikh speaker by Amandeep Singh of the Basic Sikhi Network, who will be giving a talk on the topic, The Glory of Sikhi. Today, we are delighted to welcome representatives of 5 religions and 15 organizations under Department of Religion Affairs, who will also participate in the Q&A session following the talk of Mr. Bai Amandeep Singh. We also welcome scholars, students who are with us today on site and online in Thailand and in the world. Last but not least, I want to point out that the fourth Sikhi Talk event will be broadcast live via the Facebook page of RILCA Mahidol University, Sikh Sabha Network, the Basic of Singh Network, and the Thai Sikh News to more than 100,000 audiences who are members of the academic networks and Sikh communities in Asia and Europe. Now, it is my privilege to invite to the stage the Vice President of Mahidol University, Assistant Professor Dr. Lamphon Machimawong. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Let's Namaskar, Sasi Akaji. Respected honored guests. On behalf of Mahidol University, I welcome all distinguished guests, both in the auditoriums of Research Institute of Languages and Culture of Asia, Mahidol University, and all online viewers on channels who are receiving academic service for the Society of Mahidol University. Today is an impressive and beautiful day for us all. Different religions can come together to exchange and learn from each other, which is in accordance with Mahidol University aspiration, wisdom of the land. General Thais are not familiar of Sikhs and the Thai Sikh Community. At the same time, Mahidol University has personnel and students from all religions, including members from the Thai Sikh Community as well. This makes the Sikh Talk activity a great opportunity and method to promote our awareness and knowledge correctly. This includes the detail of exhibition, Sikh communities, and a special lectures on the glory of Sikhi by honor by Amardeep Singh from Basic of Sikhi United Kingdom, as well as question and answer session with religious relation with each according to the purpose of organizing the event, which is the Institute Director has mentioned. I would like to express my appreciation for the cooperation between the Research Institute of Language and Cultures of Asia, Mahidol University, and Thai Sikh Community, Sikh Sabha, and the Department of Religious Affairs, Ministry of Culture, as well as the cooperation from various social media networks that are currently being broadcast in Thailand, ASEAN, and Europe. It's the benefit of everyone. It is academically useful and it is useful to the public. It also includes another important element. This is also the 75-year relationship between Thailand and India. I look forward to more cooperation of this kind in the future. On the occasion of this opening ceremony, I would like to thank Mr. Chayapon Siem, Director General of the Department of Religious Affairs, representative of the Minister of Culture. Thank you, His Excellency Mr. Nagesh Singh, Ambassador of India to Thailand, and Mr. Pinderpal Singh Madan, President of Sikhi Sabha Association, Bangkok. I would also like to thank to the leaders and representatives of the 5 religious organizations networked that the Department of Religion endorsed, as well as press, faculty, and educational personnel, students, and general public. Thank you.
ขอขอบคุณรองอธิการบดีฝ่ายการคลังมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลค่ะลำดับต่อไปขอเรียนเชิญคุณชัยพลสุขเอี่ยมอธิบดีกรมการศาสนาผู้แทนรัฐมนตรีว่าการกระทรวงวัฒนธรรมกล่าวเปิดงานสิกขีเสวนาครั้งที่ 4 เรื่องแสงสว่างทางปัญญาแห่งซิกขอเรียนเชิญค่ะ
Your Excellency, Ambassador of India in Thailand รองอธิการบดีมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลผู้ในวยการสถาบันวิจัยภาษาและวัฒนธรรมอินเดียนะครับและผู้ร่วมงานทุกท่านครับผมในนามของรัฐมนตรีว่าการกระทรวงวัฒนธรรมนะครับได้มอบหมายให้ผมนายชัยพลสุขเอี่ยมได้มาเป็นประธานในพิธีเปิดงานสิกขีเสวนาครั้งที่ 4 หัวข้อเรื่องแสงสว่างทางปัญญาของซิกซึ่งเป็นความร่วมมือของศูนย์พัฒนาศึกษาสถาบันวิจัยภาษาและพัฒนธรรมมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลชุมชนไทยซิกสมาคมสีครุสิงห์สภากรุงเทพมหานครเพื่อส่งเสริมความรู้ความเข้าใจในปรัชญาศาสนาซิกให้กับสังคมไทยนะครับซึ่งการศึกษาด้านปรัชญาศาสนาซิกและสังคมของชุมชนไทยซิกของศูนย์พัฒนาศึกษาถือว่าเป็นประโยชน์และสร้างคุณูปการต่อการเรียนรู้ทางศาสนาในสังคมไทยซึ่งในขณะเดียวกันนี้เนี่ยทางกรมศาสนาก็มีภารกิจเกี่ยวกับการอุปถัมภ์คุ้มครองกิจการด้านพุทธศาสนาและศาสนาอื่นที่ทางราชการรับรองได้แก่ศาสนาอิสลามศาสนาคริสต์ศาสนาพราหมณ์ฮินดูและศาสนาซิกจนส่งเสริมการพัฒนาความรู้คู่คุณธรรมส่งเสริมความเข้าใจอันดีระหว่างกันของศาสนิกทุกศาสนาโดยตามบทบัญญัติของศาสนานั้นๆซึ่งที่ผ่านมาทางกระทรวงวัฒนธรรมได้ลงนามกันแลกเปลี่ยนสารสัมพันธ์ไทยอินเดียครบรอบ75 ปีเพื่อขยายผลทางการค้าการลงทุนและการท่องเที่ยวทางวัฒนธรรมอีกด้วยผมขอขอบคุณท่านรองอธิการบดีมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลที่ให้การต้อนรับด้วยมิตรวิถีจิตอันดีขอบพระคุณท่านเอกอัครราชทูตอินเดียประจำประเทศไทยคุณปินเดอร์ปานซิงมาดานนายกสมาคมสีครุสิงห์สภาและขอบคุณวิทยากรทุกท่านที่มาร่วมงานในวันนี้นะครับวันนี้ก็ผมขอเปิดงานกิจกรรมสิกขีเสวนาครั้งที่ 4และขออำนวยพรให้การดำเนินงานกิจกรรมบรรลุวัตถุประสงค์ที่ตั้งหมายทุกประการและคาดว่ากิจกรรมนี้ก็จะมีการจัดขึ้นเรื่อยๆต่อไปขอขอบคุณครับ
ขอขอบคุณคุณชัยพลสุขเอี่ยมอธิบดีกรมการศาสนากระทรวงวัฒนธรรมนะคะต่อไปคุณเอกลักษณ์นะคะจะแปลสรุปความที่คุณชัยพลได้พูดเมื่อสักครู่เป็นภาษาอังกฤษค่ะเชิญค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ Good morning ladies and gentlemen Good afternoon rather It is a great pleasure to be able to join the 4th Sikhi Talk on the theme of the glory of Sikhi which was born out of a collaboration between CBS or Center for Bharat Studies at RILCA, Research Institute for Languages and Cultures of Asia, Mahidol University, Salaya, and the Thai Sikh Community. Sri Guru Singh Sabha Bangkok to promote knowledge and understanding of Sikhism in Thai society by scholars from the United Kingdom and Thai representatives. I have been assigned by the Minister of Culture as a representative at the opening ceremony. I would like to thank the Director of RILCA to honor the Department of Religious Affairs Ministry of Culture. At the same time, the Ministry of Culture signed a cultural exchange agreement celebrating 75 years of Thai-India relationship in December 2022, which is last year. This was an initiative to expand trade, investment, and cultural tourism at the national level. Today's event is also an important event, a good opportunity to make such connections. I would like to thank Mahidol University's Vice President, to have received a very friendly welcome. I would also like to thank His Excellency Mr. Nagesh Singh, Ambassador of India to the Kingdom of Thailand, Mr. Pinderpal Singh Madan, the President of the Sri Guru Singh Sabha Bangkok, and also thanks to Bhai Amandeep Singh from the Basics of Sikhi Network based in the United Kingdom. I would like to thank the leaders and representatives of the network of 5 religious organizations officially recognized by the Department of Religious Affairs, as well as thanking monks, teachers, educational personnel, the general public, and also thanks to the students who seek knowledge of religious philosophy, both in this conference room and in the online audience of Facebook Live with the content we are sharing. It is being broadcasted to the public in many different countries in the ASEAN and European regions. The research on Sikh philosophy and culture of the Thai Sikh Community of the Bharat Studies Center is considered to be of great benefit and contribution to the shared religious learning in Thai society, according to the Director of RILCA and Vice President of Mahidol University, as well as the Religious Affairs Department of the Kingdom of Thailand, which is having a purpose to promote peaceful coexistence between religions and participating in various network forums and presentations on specific topics, in particular about Sikhism today. This is an important occasion that doesn't happen often, so I urge everyone together to exchange knowledge, gain experience, understanding, and further extend the results. I would like to officially open the 4th Sikhi Talk event and wish the activities to achieve the objectives set forth, expecting that the Center for Bharat Studies, RILCA, and Mahidol University as a whole will continue to organize such successful activities in the future. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณคุณเอกลักษณ์นะคะลำดับต่อไปขอเรียนเชิญพนักท่านนาเกสซิงเอกอัครราชทูตอินเดียประจำประเทศไทยกล่าวแสดงความยินดีค่ะขอเรียนเชิญค่ะ
I would like to invite His Excellency Nagesh Singh, the Ambassador of India to Thailand, to please give his address. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Namaskar and Swadikap and Sat Sri Akal. The Honorable Vice President of Mahidol University, the Honorable Director of the Department of Religious Affairs of the Ministry of Culture, the Director of the Center for Bharat Studies at Mahidol University, President of the Sri Gurudwara Singh Sabha, Bangkok, Pinderpalji, my friend, and other distinguished members of the Sikh community. It is a pleasure and privilege, and Bhai Amandeep Singh from the United Kingdom. Welcome to him to our lovely country, Thailand. It's an honor for me to be here today, to be invited for this wonderful 4th talk on the glory of Sikhi, which is being organized here at the Mahidol University. I compliment the organizers for this wonderful initiative, because I feel in today's times when there is strife in the world, there are tensions within countries and within societies, there couldn't be a better message for the world to learn from than the message which Sikhism gives to humanity. We in India are blessed by the presence of Sikh faith in our country. More than 500 years ago, Guru Nanak Dev Ji blessed our land by bringing us the divine and eternal message of the Sikh faith, which taught us how to live in peace and harmony together, which taught us what service to others meant. Sikhism taught us to stand for self-respect, dignity, not just of oneself, but for the other fellow beings. It also taught us the concept of service, service before self. As my Prime Minister recently mentioned in a speech, that Sikhism taught us seva or sahas. Now, seva means service in Hindi, and sahas means courage and valor. Friends, in India, today the Sikh population is less than 2%. It's about 1.8% of the population, which is around 1.4 billion people in India. And that 1.7 or 1.8% translates into about 20 million people. But the impact the Sikh faith and the Sikh people have left on our country is highly disproportionate to what the number appears to be. The Sikhs have given us a Prime Minister, they've given us a President of India, they have given us champions and captains of corporate India, members of Parliament. That we have all learned as Sikh faith. Ever since Guru Nanak Dev Ji brought us this message, all the other 9 Gurus have continued to inspire us and lead us forward on the right path. Whenever we have, moved away from or digressed from the true path, there have been leaders from the community who have taught us, whether from the Hindu faith or any other faith. They have shown us the right path and guided us on how to be better human beings. In India, I can also mention the amount of work which is going on right now in the last 7 to 8 years since the Prime Minister took over office in 2014 towards the upliftment of the Sikh pilgrimage sites. For example, the opening of the Kartarpur Sahib corridor, which I also give credit to our friends in Pakistan who allowed it to happen. The upliftment of, the ropeway services, etc., or the construction of that for Hemkund Sahib, doing away of, GST tax from Gurudwara's langar services, similarly allowing of foreign contributions, exemption from something called the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, which is a very tough law in India for receiving foreign funding, but that was done away with. To facilitate more and more connections with the diaspora Sikh community so that funds can come in for the welfare of the Sikh community in India and the upkeep of the Gurudwaras. Similarly, after the fall of the regime in August 2021 in Kabul, special flights were sent into Kabul when the Taliban took over to bring back the Guru Granth Sahibs from various Gurudwaras there. And hundreds of our Sikh brethren from Afghanistan, Afghan Sikhs, were brought back to India, and today their citizenship is being expedited, which is a big thing because in India acquiring citizenship is a longish process, but for them it is being short-circuited so that they can build their own lives back home in India. Among other things which the government did was celebrated, the Prakash Parv, the 550th anniversary of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the 400th anniversary of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, and also of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, the 350th anniversary of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. Government of India now celebrates 26th of December as Veer Bal Divas to commemorate the shahadat of the 4 Sahibzadas who have become a symbol of valor, sacrifice and courage, not just for the Sikh community, but for the younger generation in India. And that event we celebrated last year together at the Gurdwara here in Bangkok, and it will become a permanent fixture of India's national calendar. Coming back to what Sikhism means for us, I mean, growing up in India, I mean, we were regular visitors to Gurdwara. This is more for my Thai friends, that in India, the Sikh faith or the Gurdwaras were treated as a part of our own faith, in the sense that while we went to our temples, we equally went to the Gurdwaras to pay our respects and get the blessings of the Almighty. So for us to sit here today, for me personally in my capacity as Ambassador of India, and to be here to listen to the talk, and I'm not talking about the glory of the Sikh faith, because in front of such intellectuals who are sitting, who will be talking about it, it will be presumptuous of me to try and tell you about the glory of the Sikh faith, because all of us know about it, and we'd rather hear from Bhai Amandeep Singh himself of what he's going to tell us, and I look forward to hearing him very carefully. Going forward, I'd like to say that, you know, for the government of Thailand, I'm grateful to them for they have allowed our communities, whether the Hindus, the Sikhs, the Muslims, the Christians, to live here peacefully, to promote, you know, brotherhood amongst all the faiths, because eventually, as it was said in Sanskrit, that there is one truth, but wise people follow it in different ways. Ekam sat, bahuda, vipra bahuda vadanti. Or there is one truth, but the wise people say it in different ways. So that is being done here in Bangkok, and it's exemplary for others to emulate this kind of peaceful coexistence which we see in Thailand. And for that, I'm really grateful to the government of Thailand and the Ministry of Culture that they allow us to live here peacefully and practice our faith and build bonds of brotherhood. And in that context, I want to compliment Mahidol University for taking this initiative in partnership with the other organizers, because in today's age, we are too obsessed, and rightly so perhaps at times, with technology, with finance, and you know, the modern ideas, and at times we lose sight of what makes us human beings. And those principles or the values which, you know, are embodied in the Sikh faith are the values which we need to cherish and talk about amongst ourselves and with others, so that we can peacefully coexist and prosper together as humanity. I think I have said enough. I have much more to say, but I'm more eager to hear the next speakers. I once again thank everyone for inviting me. I apologize for being delayed. Please excuse me for my delay, because there was an event going on to commemorate the International Women's Day, and there were some very strong ladies who were speaking, and had I walked out of them in the middle of the the lectures which the ladies were giving us, it would have been a source of trouble for me. The reason for that, I'm a bit delayed. Otherwise, I find it extremely disrespectful to arrive at an event where I've been invited to come late. And the second excuse I have is that I'm still getting used to the distance in Thailand, without realizing that the distance is very different from the time it takes to travel from one venue to the other. So once again, congratulations to the organizers. My best wishes to the Sikh community. I look forward to working very closely with Pinderpal ji. Has been a friend and a guide to me. I've had the privilege of visiting the Gurdwara several times, and I hope he will keep inviting me so that I keep getting the blessings of Vaheguru and keep prospering here and doing my job. So thank you once again, and like we say, Vaheguru ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki Fateh. Thank you.
ขอบคุณพนักท่านนาเกซิงเอกอัครราชทูตอินเดียประจำประเทศไทยค่ะลำดับต่อไปขอเรียนเชิญคุณนารินนาลุลาอุปนายกสมาคมสีคุรุสิงห์สภากรุงเทพมหานครผู้แทนนายกสมาคมสีคุรุสิงห์สภากรุงเทพมหานครกล่าวแสดงความยินดีค่ะโดยท่านจะกล่าวเป็น3ภาษาด้วยกันนะคะนั่นก็คือภาษาไทยภาษาอังกฤษและภาษาปัญจาบีค่ะขอเรียนเชิญค่ะ
वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेहก่อนหนึ่งผมนั่งคิดอยู่ในใจว่าท่าน MC ท่านผู้ใหญ่ทั้ง4ท่านที่ขึ้นมากล่าวก่อนหน้าผมนี้ สิ่งที่ผมจะพูดก็เสมือนซ้ำซากแต่ในฐานะที่เป็นโฟร์ธซิกคีผมก็จำเป็นจะต้องขึ้นมาพูดตามที่ได้เตรียมมาไว้เรียนท่านประธานในพิธีคุณชัยพลสุขเอี่ยมอธิบดีกรมศาสนาผู้แทนรัฐมนตรีว่าการกระทรวงวัฒนธรรม His Excellency Shri Nagesh Singh Ambassador of India ผู้ช่วยศาสตราจารย์ดร.เอื้อมพรมัชนิมวงศ์รองอธิการบดีมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลรองศาสตราจารย์ดร.มรกตไมเออร์ผู้อำนวยการสถาบันวิจัยภาษาและวัฒนธรรมเอเชียผู้แทนศาสนาต่างๆคณาจารย์นักเรียนนักศึกษาและแขกผู้มีเกียรติข้าพเจ้าในนามสมาคมศรีครุสิงห์สภารู้สึกเป็นเกียรติและปราบปลื้มยินดีเป็นอย่างยิ่งที่ได้ประสานความร่วมมือทางวิชาการกับศูนย์ภารตศึกษาสถาบันวิจัยภาษาและวัฒนธรรมมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลกรมศาสนากระทรวงวัฒนธรรมเพื่อจัดงานกิจกรรมสิกขีเสวนา Sikhi Talk ครั้งที่ 4ในหัวเรื่องข้อแสงสว่างทางปัญญาของ Sikh The Glory of Sikh ซึ่งได้ประสานเครือข่ายกับนักวิชาการของ Basic of Sikhi จากสหราชอาณาจักรเพื่อส่งเสริมความรู้ความเข้าใจร่วมกันในปรัชญาศาสนิกซิกให้กับสังคมไทยทั้งนี้ข้าพเจ้าเป็นอุปนายกสมาคมศรีครุสิงห์สภาได้นำความปรารถนาดีจากนายกสมาคมศรีครุสิงห์สภาคุณปินทปาลสิงห์บดาลเพื่อแสดงความขอบคุณมายังผู้อำนวยการสถาบันวิจัยภาษาและวัฒนธรรมเอเชียและรองอธิการบดีมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลที่ได้ให้การต้อนรับเราชาวไทยซิกด้วยมิตรไมตรีขอขอบพระคุณคุณชัยพลสุขเอี่ยมอธิบดีกรมการศาสนาผู้แทนรัฐมนตรีว่าการกระทรวงวัฒนธรรมที่ให้เกียรติมาเป็นประธานในพิธีเปิดและขอขอบพระคุณเอกอัครราชทูตอินเดียประจำประเทศไทยงานกิจกรรมในวันนี้ถือเป็นผลสืบเนื่องมาจากการศึกษาวิจัยของศูนย์ภารตศึกษาทั้งด้านปรัชญาศาสนาซิกทั้งด้านปรัชญาสริดะทั้งด้านปรัชญาศาสนาซิกและด้านสังคมวัฒนธรรมชาวซิกผลงานที่เป็นประจักษ์สร้างคุณูปการส่งเสริมความรู้ความเข้าใจร่วมกันในสังคมขณะเดียวกันก็ถือเป็นโอกาสที่ดีสำหรับพี่น้องชาวไทยต่างศาสนามาทำความรู้จักกับศาสนาซิกที่ข้าพเจ้านับถืออยู่ข้าพเจ้าเข้าใจและตระหนักดีว่าเราทุกคนต่างก็มีความรู้สึกที่ประสงค์จะเข้าใจซึ่งกันและกันในมุมมองของแต่ละศาสนาในขณะนี้น่าจะเป็นโอกาสอันดีงามที่เราจะได้รับความรู้และมีโอกาสจะไต่ถามปัญหาต่างๆที่เราเข้าใจหรือไม่เข้าใจมาโดยตลอดประกอบกับได้อาศัยความก้าวหน้าทางการสื่อสารและสารสนเทศสื่อสังคมออนไลน์สื่ออิเล็กทรอนิกส์ทำให้โลกเชื่อมโยงกันอย่างรวดเร็วและดูเล็กลงไปอย่างถนัดใจดังนั้นจึงมีความจำเป็นอย่างยิ่งที่เราต้องสร้างเอกภาพขึ้นมาและไม่มีอะไรจะดีเกินไปกว่าความเข้าใจซึ่งกันและกันศาสนาซิกเชื่อในความเป็นหนึ่งเดียวกันของมวลมนุษยชาติดังพระวจนะของพระองค์ศาสดานานักที่กล่าวไว้ว่ามนุษย์คือมวลมิตรไม่ใช่ศัตรูไม่ใช่ผู้แปลกหน้าสำหรับสิกขีเสวนาสิกขีทอล์กครั้งที่ 4ในวันนี้ข้าพเจ้าภูมิใจที่นักวิชาการชาวซิกจากสหราชอาณาจักรไปอมันดีปซิงได้ให้เกียรติมาบรรยายและไขข้อข้องใจให้เราทั้งหลายได้รับฟังชมข้าพเจ้าคาดหวังว่าสมาคมศรีครุสิงห์สภาและศูนย์ภารตศึกษาสถาบันวิจัยภาษาและวัฒนธรรมเอเชียมหาวิทยาลัยรวมถึงกรมการศาสนากระทรวงวัฒนธรรมจะได้มีโอกาสพัฒนาความร่วมมือเพื่อสร้างประโยชน์ต่อสังคมอีกในอนาคตหากท่านมีข้อซักถามไม่ต้องลังเลใจดร.พรเทพเจ้าลาจะให้คำอธิบายของทุกคำถามได้ทันทีขอขอบพระคุณ Chairman, Director General of the Department of Religious Affairs, Representative of Minister of Culture, Your Excellency Shri Nagesh Singh, Ambassador of India, Sardar Amandeep Singh from UK, Assistant Professors, Associate Professors, Mahidol University Language and Religious Affairs Asia, Honorable dignitaries, faculty, students, guests, and friends. It's my honor to be here this afternoon. I'm very thankful to our special speaker who come all the way from UK to honor our knowledge regarding Sikhism. I sincerely hope that today's curriculum shall be of great and valuable wisdom to all of us. Thank you everyone for joining the program. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ka Fateh. Any query, don't hesitate to ask. Dr. Pornthep Chawla will explain in Thai instantly. ขอเสียงในฟิล์มสักนิดหนึ่งนะครับ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਅਸੀਂ ਭਾਰਤੀ ਥਾਈਲੈਂਡ ਵਿੱਚ 100 ਸਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਦੇ ਵਸਨੀਕ ਹਾਂ। ਇੱਥੇ 5 ਧਰਮਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਰਾਜ ਘਰਾਣੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਮਾਨਤਾ ਮਿਲੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਧਰਮ ਵੀ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਹੈ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਦੁਆਰਾ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਜਿਸ ਕੋਨੇ 'ਤੇ ਵੀ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਫੈਲੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ, ਵੱਧ ਚੜ੍ਹ ਕੇ ਨਾਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਇੱਥੇ ਥਾਈਲੈਂਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਥਾਈ ਜਨਤਾ ਅਤੇ ਥਾਈ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨਾਲ ਕਾਫੀ ਚੰਗੇ ਤਾਲੁਕਾਤ ਬਣੇ ਹਨ। ਦੁੱਖ ਸੁੱਖ ਵੇਲੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਫਰਜ਼ ਸਮਝਦਿਆਂ ਹੋਇਆਂ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਸਹਿਯੋਗ ਦੇਣ ਦਾ ਉਪਰਾਲਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਜੋ ਕਿ 1.25 ਲੱਖ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਸਿੱਖ ਵੀ ਖੜਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਵੇਖਣ ਵਾਲਾ ਪਹਿਚਾਣ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਵਾਕਈ ਸਿੱਖ ਆਏ ਹਨ। ਵੇਖਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ ਬੜੇ ਅਫਸੋਸ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੀ ਮਾਂ ਬੋਲੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਤੋਂ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਪੈਂਦੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਮਾਂ ਬਾਪ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਲਈ ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ੀ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਭੇਜਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ ਅਤੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੋਈ ਪੂਰੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤਾਲੀਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਦ ਤੱਕ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਬੋਲਣੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਨੀ ਲਿਖਣੀ ਨਾ ਆਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਮਹਾਨ ਇਤਿਹਾਸ ਅਤੇ ਵਿਰਸੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੱਸਣ 'ਤੇ ਵੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਮਝ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਹੀ ਹੋਵੇਗਾ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਭਾ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਬੰਧਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਨੌਜਵਾਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਲਗਾਈ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਪ੍ਰਦੇਸ਼ਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਵਕਤ ਲਿਹਾਜ਼ਾ ਚੰਗੇ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੁਲਾਉਣ ਦਾ ਉਪਰਾਲਾ ਕਰਨ, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ੀ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਟਰਾਂਸਲੇਟ ਕਰਕੇ ਨਵੀਂ ਪਨੀਰੀ ਨੂੰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਸਮਝਾਉਣਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਨ। ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਚੰਗੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਨਤੀਜਾ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਚੰਗਾ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਸਭਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੱਥ ਜੋੜ ਕੇ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਪੂਰੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਧਿਆਨ ਦੇਣ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਪਾਲਤਾ ਕਰਨੀ ਜੀ, ਅਤੇ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਕੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੋ। ਵਕਤ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਅੱਗੋਂ ਜਵਾਬ ਵੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ 'ਚ ਆਉਣਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇਗਾ। ਅੱਜ ਭਾਈ ਅਮਨਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ UK ਤੋਂ ਆਏ ਹਨ। ਇਸ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਹਾਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਠਿਆਂ ਹੋਇਆਂ ਥਾਈਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਤੇ ਸਭਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਬਾਰੇ ਪ੍ਰਚਾਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਦੱਸਣਗੇ ਜੀ। ਜਿਸ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਗੱਲ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਸ਼ੰਕਾ ਹੋਵੇ, ਇਸੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਵਾਲ ਜਵਾਬ ਲਈ ਵਕਤ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਾਵੇਗਾ, ਜਿਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਪੌਨਥੇਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਚਾਵਲਾ ਥਾਈ ਭਾਸ਼ਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਸਮਝਾਉਣਗੇ। ਆਪ สุดท้ายที่ผมกำลังจะกล่าวนี้ਆਪ ਸਭਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਹਾਜ਼ਰੀ ਭਰਨ ਲਈ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਭਾ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ।ขอบพระคุณทุกท่านที่กรุณาให้เกียรติมาร่วมในงานสิกขีขอบพระคุณครับสวัสดีครับ
ขอบพระคุณคุณนารินทร์นาลุลาอุปนายกสมาคมสีคุรุสิงห์สภากรุงเทพมหานครผู้แทนนายกสมาคมสีคุรุสิงห์สภากรุงเทพมหานครนะคะ
Thank you to Naren Singh, the Vice President of Shri Guru Singh Sabha, for delivering his address in 3 different languages and making it engaging for all the audiences today. Thank you.
ในลำดับต่อไปนะคะจะเป็นพิธีการมอบของที่ระลึกค่ะในโอกาสนี้นะคะขอเรียนเชิญผู้ช่วยศาสตราจารย์ดร.เอื้อมพรมัชชิมวงศ์รองอธิการบดีฝ่ายการคลังมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลเป็นผู้มอบของที่ระลึกค่ะเรียนเชิญค่ะ
So the next event will be the giving of mementos by the Assistant Professor Doctor, who is the Vice President at Mahidol University. We will be calling out names, so if you could please come up after your name is called out to receive the mementos. That would be appreciated.
ลำดับแรกนะคะขอเรียนเชิญคุณชัยพลสุขเอี่ยมอธิบดีกรมการศาสนาผู้แทนรัฐมนตรีว่าการกระทรวงวัฒนธรรม รับมอบของที่ระลึกจากรองอธิการบดีค่ะและเมื่อท่านรับมอบของที่ระลึกแล้วนะคะขอความกรุณาคุณชัยพลยืนรอบนเวทีสักครู่ค่ะเพื่อถ่ายภาพนะคะลำดับต่อไปขอเรียนเชิญพระท่านนาเกสิงห์เอกอัครราชทูตอินเดียประจำประเทศไทยรับมอบของที่ระลึกจากรองอธิการบดีค่ะ
Next we have His Excellency Nagesh Singh, the Ambassador of India to the Kingdom of Thailand.
ลำดับต่อไปขอเรียนเชิญคุณปินเดอร์ปานสิงห์มาดานนายกสมาคมสีครุสิงห์สภากรุงเทพมหานครรับมอบของที่ระลึกจากรองอธิการบดีค่ะเรียนเชิญค่ะ
Next we have Sardar Pinder Pal Singh Madan, the President of Shri Guru Singh Sabha Bangkok.
ลำดับต่อไปขอเรียนเชิญท่านวิทยากรป๋ายอแมนดีฟซิงจากเบสิกออฟสิกขีสหราชอาณาจักรรับมอบของที่ระลึกจากท่านรองอธิการบดีค่ะ
Next, we'd like to invite Payamandeep Singh from Basics of Sikhi to come up on the stage and receive his memento. ลำดับต่อไปขอเรียนเชิญผู้แทนชุมชนไทยซิกนะคะซึ่งเป็นผู้แปลร่วมกับวิทยากรนะคะดร.พรเทพจาวลารับมอบของที่ระลึกจากรองอธิการบดีค่ะ Next, I'd like to invite Dr. Pornthep Chawla as a representative of Thai Sikh to please receive the memento on the stage.
ลำดับต่อไปขอเรียนเชิญคุณอมรจิตสิงห์ผู้แทนเยาวชนไทยซิกนะคะรับมอบของที่ระลึกจากท่านรองอธิการบดีค่ะ
Next, I'd like to invite Sardar Amonjit Singh, the representative of the youth of Thai Sikh Society in Thailand.
ล ลำดับต่อไปนะคะขอเรียนเชิญรองศาสตราจารย์ดรมรกตไมเออร์ผู้อำนวยการสถาบันวิจัยภาษาและวัฒนธรรมเอเชียมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลมอบของที่ระลึกแด่ผู้ช่วยศาสตราจารย์ดรเอื้อมพรมัชชิมวงศ์รองอธิการบดีฝ่ายการคลังมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลขอเรียนเชิญค่ะ
And finally, we have the director of RILCA, or Research Institute for Languages and Cultures of Asia, Dr. Morakot Mayer.
ลำดับต่อไปนะคะจะเป็นการถ่ายภาพร่วมกันเป็นที่ระลึกนะคะขอเรียนเชิญทุกท่านบนเวทีนะคะขอเรียนเชิญทุกท่านเลยค่ะ
Now we'll take some photos on the stage.
ในโอกาสนี้นะคะขอเรียนเชิญประธานศูนย์พลตศึกษาแล้วหัวหน้ากิจกรรมสิกขีเสวนาร่วมถ่ายภาพด้วยค่ะ
Now we have members of the Center for Bharat Studies, or CBS, coming on the stage to take photos with our distinguished guests.
Bhutan. ลำดับต่อไปนะคะขอเชิญทุกท่านนะคะยืนอยู่บนเวทีก่อนนะคะต่อไปขอเรียนเชิญคณะกรรมการสี่คู่รู้สิงห์สภาขึ้นบนเวทีเพื่อถ่ายภาพด้วยค่ะ
Next, we'd like to invite the committee members of Sri Guru Singh Sabha to please come on the stage.ยืนรอบนเวทีสักครู่นะคะลำดับต่อไปขอเรียนเชิญประธานผู้นำผู้แทนองค์การทางศาสนาทั้ง15องค์การถ่ายภาพร่วมกันบนเวทีค่ะ Next, we'd like to invite the representatives of 15 different organizations under the 5 official religions in Thailand.
ยืนขอสักครู่นะคะขอเรียนเชิญชุมชนไทยซิกและเยาวชนไทยซิกร่วมถ่ายภาพด้วยค่ะ
Next, we'd like to invite members of the Thai Sikh Community to please come up and take photos.
แล้วก็ผู้อำนวยการประธานผู้แทนจากเครือข่ายอินเดียศึกษาแห่งประเทศไทยนะคะถ่ายภาพร่วมกันค่ะ
And also the president, the representative of Indian Thai Studies of Thailand to please come up on the stage as well.
แล้วก็ท่านที่ประสงค์จะถ่ายภาพร่วมกันนะคะเรียนเชิญมาถ่ายรูปร่วมกันได้เลยนะคะบริเวณหน้าเวทีค่ะเชิญทุกท่านเลยค่ะ
And finally, we'd like to invite everybody to please come on the stage. Saryano, please.
เรียนเชิญทุกท่านเลยนะคะถ่ายภาพร่วมกันเป็นที่ระลึกค่ะ ขอบพระคุณทุกท่านมากค่ะลำดับต่อไปนะคะเราจะเข้าสู่พิธีอาราดาสค่ะขอเชิญแขกทุกท่านนะคะขยับเก้าอี้เข้ามานั่งที่เก้าอี้ด้านหน้านะคะเพื่อเดี๋ยวเราจะมีเสวนานะคะบนเวทีกันจะได้เห็นได้อย่างชัดเจนนะคะแล้วก็จะได้เข้าร่วมพิธีอัลดาสกันด้วยค่ะ
We'd like to everybody sitting at the back to please come and sit and occupy the empty chairs forward so we all can engage better and we will begin that with doing ardas. So please come and sit on the empty chairs vacant in front, please.
ลำดับต่อไปนะคะขอเรียนเชิญผู้แทนชาวซิกนะคะที่จะเป็นผู้ประกอบพิธีอาดัสนะคะบนเวทีได้เลยค่ะ
So now we will be doing ardas. So can we please invite Gyaniji?
ਇੱਥੇ ਖੜੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੋ ਖੜੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਣ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ
ขอความกรุณาทุกท่านกรุณายืนขึ้นนะคะ
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਭਗਵਤੀ ਜੀ ਸਹਾਇ ਵਾਰ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਭਗਵਤੀ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹੀ ਦਸਵੀਂ ਪ੍ਰਥਮ ਭਗਵਤੀ ਸਿਮਰ ਕੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਲਈ ਤੇ ਆਏ ਫਿਰ ਅੰਗਦ ਗੁਰ ਤੇ ਅਮਰਦਾਸ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਹੈ ਹੋਈ ਸਹਾਇ ਅਰਜਨ ਹਰ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਨੋ ਸਿਮਰੋ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿ ਰਾਏ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿ ਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਆਈਐ ਜਿਸ ਡਿਠੇ ਸਭ ਦੁਖ ਜਾਏ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸਿਮਰਿਐ ਕਰਨੋ ਨਿਦ ਆਵੈ ਧਾਏ ਸਭ ਥਾਈ ਹੋਏ ਸਹਾਇ ਦਸਵਾਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਸਭ ਥਾਈ ਹੋਏ ਸਹਾਇ ਦਸਾਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਜੋਤ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਪਾਠ ਦਿਦਾਰ ਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰ ਕੇ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਨਿਮਾਣਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਮਾਣ ਨਿਤਾਣਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਤਾਨ ਨਿਉਟਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਓਟ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਿਤਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕੀਤਾ ਲੋੜੀਐ ਕੰਮ ਸੁਹਰ ਪੈ ਆਖੀਏ ਦੇ ਮਹਾਵਾਕ ਅਨੁਸਾਰ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਤੋਂ ਆਗਿਆ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਦਾਤਾਰ ਪਿਤਾ ਜੀਓ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਬਾਰੇ ਕਾਨਫਰੰਸ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਦਾ ਕਾਰਜ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਆਰੰਭ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਦਾਤਾਰ ਪਿਤਾ ਜੀਓ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਬਲ ਬਖਸ਼ਣਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਕਰਵਾ ਲੈਣਾ ਕਾਰਜਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੰਪੂਰਨਤਾ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਨੀ ਗੁਰਮਤ ਬਾਰੇ ਪੜ੍ਹਨ ਪੜਾਉਣ ਦਾ ਬਲ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਆਗਿਆ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਨਾਮ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਭਾਣੇ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਬੋਲੇ ਸੋ ਨਿਹਾਲ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ
ในขณะนี้นะคะพิธีอาราธก็จบลงไปแล้วนะคะก่อนที่จะเริ่มการบรรยายในช่วงต่อไปนะคะขออนุญาตประชาสัมพันธ์เกี่ยวกับแบบประเมินผลกิจกรรมที่ทุกท่านจะได้รับไปนะคะซึ่งท่านสามารถส่งคืนแบบประเมินผลกิจกรรมในวันนี้ได้หลังเสร็จกิจกรรมประมาณ 16 นาฬิกานะคะของวันนี้ณบริเวณจุดที่ท่านลงทะเบียนที่ชั้น 1ค่ะโดยที่ท่านสามารถนำแบบประเมินผลกิจกรรมนะคะไปแลกของที่ระลึกจากศูนย์ภารตศึกษาได้นะคะซึ่งทุกท่านจะได้รับของที่ระลึกด้วยกัน2ชิ้นค่ะ ชิ้นแรกนะคะจะเป็นจดหมายข่าว India Calling นะคะซึ่งเป็นจดหมายข่าว2ภาษาไทยอังกฤษจำนวน1ฉบับค่ะส่วนของที่ระลึกอีก1ชิ้นท่านสามารถเลือกได้นะคะ1ชิ้นระหว่างสมุดบันทึกหรือว่าจะเป็นหนังสือภารตาฟอรัมค่ะและนอกจากนี้นะคะท่านจะสามารถรับประทานอาหารว่างหลังจบกิจกรรมในเวลาประมาณ 16 นาฬิกาที่ลานศิลาชั้น 1ด้วยค่ะ
Now you'll be handed over some questionnaires or surveys. Please fill them out after the session has ended, and you can exchange that survey for 2 different gifts that you will get. One is the same gift that everybody gets, and the other one where you can have an option of choosing what you'd like. And also after that, please join us for having some refreshments on the first floor.
ในลำดับต่อไปนะคะจะเป็นการบรรยายพิเศษและปุจฉาวิสัชนา โดยวิทยากรท่านไปอมันดีฟซิงนะคะเครือข่าย Basic of Sikhi สหราชอาณาจักรซึ่งท่านจะบรรยายเป็นภาษาอังกฤษค่ะโดยมีดร.พรเทพจาวลาผู้แทนชุมชนไทยซิกเป็นผู้แปลภาษาไทยนะคะขอเรียนเชิญท่านวิทยากรและผู้แปลภาษาบนเวทีค่ะขอเสียงปรบมือต้อนรับท่านวิทยากรด้วยค่ะ
Next we have the keynote speaker for today's event by Amandeep Singh from Basics of Sikhi from the United Kingdom, along with Dr. Pornthep Chawla, a fellow Thai Sikh, who will translate and will do his very best in translating to the most exact interpretation today. So thank you. And let's give him a big round of applause. He's come from a long way, and I'm sure he will get our spirits up again in Chartikala. So thank you.
Guru Pyari Sadh Sangat Ji, it's an honor and a privilege to be here, to be invited from London. And before we commence this journey together, and I use the word journey very purposefully, we will begin with the salutation of Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, the 10th form of Guru Nanak. The salutation translates to all pure things, the Khalsa belongs to God. And all of our victories, we should remember Vaheguru. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.
สวัสดีครับผมประมาณขอใช้ไมค์สวัสดีครับผมวันนี้เราจะมาเดินทางร่วมกันเพื่อเข้าใจและไปสู่การเป็นมิตรร่วมกันในการเข้าใจศาสนาซิกที่พระศาสดาครูโคบินซิงได้กล่าวไว้เมื่อ400 ปีที่แล้วเราจะมาร่วมกันพูดกราบนมัสการตอนเริ่มนะครับผมวิธีที่เราพูดคือวาฮิกรุจีกาคาซาวาฮิกรุจีกีฟะเต
It's an honor and a privilege to be here, and we're going to go on a journey together today. I sit in front of very knowledgeable and esteemed colleagues, friends, and people I will now regard as family, having become so close. We're going to learn things that perhaps you have heard a glimpse of before, but we're going to hear them for the first time anew. We're going to experience those things today.
เราจะมาร่วมกันได้ประสบการณ์สิ่งใหม่ๆถึงแม้บางอย่างเรารู้อยู่แล้วแต่เราจะมาช่วยกันเข้าร่วมกันศึกษาและไปสู่ในที่ที่เราจะเข้าใจด้วยกันครับ
But first, just a few words about me to introduce myself for context.
เขาจะขออธิบายตนเองให้ทุกคนรู้ว่าเขามาจากไหน
So my name is Amandeep Singh. I'm from London in the UK. By way of profession, I'm a litigation solicitor, but don't worry, I'm not going to be serving any writs today.
เขามาจากประเทศสหราชอาณาจักรนะครับผมและงานประจำเขาคือการเป็นทนายนะครับผม
My real passion though lies outside of the courtroom, and it lies in spreading the philosophy of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji.
สิ่งที่เขาชอบที่สุดเนี่ยครับคือการเข้าใจปรัชญาและได้อธิบายปรัชญาศาสนาของศาสนาซิกซึ่งมาจากพระคัมภีร์ของศาสนาซิกซิริคุรุกรันซาเฮบครับ
And coming to Asia, we are reminded that life and this universe and in any which way we call God, many things go in circles. And in the same way, it was at university that I discovered Sikhi. It is quite fitting now that I stand before you in Mahidol University to share with you what I have learned on this journey.
เขาบอกว่าทุกอย่างไม่ได้เป็นเส้นตรงแต่เป็นวงกลมเขาได้เจอศาสนาซิกค้นพบศาสนาซิกในมหาลัยที่เขาเรียนอยู่และเขาได้มาในเอเชียวันนี้เป็นเหมือนวงกลมเข้ามาในจุดเริ่มของศาสนาซิกนะครับผมเขาก็ดีใจและยินดีที่จะได้มาอธิบายและคุยเรื่องศาสนาซิก
Please, I implore you, we are not here for stats or figures today. We will learn those too. But we are here to have an experience, to go on a journey. So let's open up our hearts as well as our minds. And in this way, there is an opportunity to delve within and really experience the sweetness of what we all long for in this life.
วันนี้เราไม่ได้จะมาดูตัวเลขนะครับผมและก็ไม่ได้มาดูความว่าเขาเรียกว่าอะไร fact ในหนังสือหรือที่จดไว้นะครับเราจะมาประสบการณ์สร้างประสบการณ์ร่วมกันและไปในสู่การเดินทางร่วมกันในวันนี้
Sometimes when we look at facts and figures, we forget the glory. Or as put by one great Chinese philosopher that you may know as Bruce Lee, that when the finger is pointing to the moon, if we concentrate solely on the finger, we will miss the glory of the moon.
วันนี้คือบรูซลีที่เป็นนักปราชญ์ชาวจีนเคยพูดไว้ว่าถ้าคุณชี้ไปที่ดวงจันทร์และคอนเซนเทรตหรือตั้งจิตตรงมองไปตรงนิ้วเนี่ยครับคุณจะไม่ได้เห็นความยิ่งใหญ่ของพระจันทร์
So as we go on this journey together, as I say, let's open up our hearts, and the best way we can do this is with the mantra of the Guru. The mantra, the Guru Mantra of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji will open up our hearts and allow us to go together on this pilgrimage within.
วันนี้ถ้าเราเปิดใจเข้าใจและได้โอกาสที่จะพูดกุรมันเตอร์หรือบทสวดของศาสนาพระศาสดาที่ได้ให้ไว้เราจะได้มีโอกาสเดินทางร่วมกันแบบสุขนะครับผมแบบมีความสุข
The mantra, the mantra, many of you will have heard before, and many of you will hear for the first time. But let's open up our hearts and say it together from a place of love. The mantra is Vaheguru. If everybody can just practice with me, we will say this together as one. Vaheguru. That was maybe 4/5 of the room, but we are all here together. We need 110% of the room. So everybody together as one. Vaheguru. My Thai family will never let me down.
ครับผมเขาก็เมื่อกี้อยากให้ทุกคนกล่าวพร้อมกันคำว่าวาเฮกูรูนะครับผมและก็เขาดีใจที่ทุกคนได้เป็นส่วนร่วมด้วย
Okay, are you ready? Shall we go on this journey together? Everybody together. Vaheguru.
ทุกคนพร้อมไหมครับผมตอนนี้เขาจะเริ่มแล้วนะครับผมlet's go
I think they got that. Yeah. So to understand the Sikh Dharma, which is the 5th largest religion in the world, to understand who we are, we need to know where we have come from.
เพื่อที่จะเข้าใจศาสนาซิกเพื่อที่จะเข้าใจต้องเข้าใจที่มาของศาสนาซิกมันเริ่มต้นที่ไหนนะครับ
And so the context, the historical context out of which the Sikh faith came to become birthed upon this earth is very important.
ต้นกำเนิดของศาสนาซิกที่มาประวัติของต้นกำเนิดของศาสนาซิกนะครับสำคัญมากเพราะว่ามันเป็นเหตุที่ศาสนาซิกได้กำเนิดขึ้นมา
So we go to the Bani, the Gurbani, which is the Guru of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, to understand the context of the earth before the coming at the time of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji.
เพื่อที่จะเข้าใจศาสนาซิกตอนนี้เราจะมีคำสอนซึ่งเป็นกุรบานีนะครับผมที่พระศาสดาองค์แรกของเรากุรุนานักเทพได้ตรัสไว้นะครับ
Guru Nanak Dev Ji's words, they sound so beautiful and the message is so powerful. They explain, Kalkati Raje Kasai Taram Pankad Udriya Kuramavas Sachachandarma Dise Nahi Ke Jariya. Good luck.
พระศาสดาได้ตรัสไว้ว่าในเวลาของกลยุคเนี่ยครับซึ่งพระราชาในวันนั้นคือเป็นการอะไรนะครับกลียุคใช่ครับความถูกต้องได้มีการบินไปในคำพูดนะครับและก็ความมืดมนในความหลงในความผิดในพระจันทร์ของความสัจจะมองไม่เห็นในที่ไหน
Guru Nanak Dev Ji explains that those people who were in charge of governance had become corrupt and they were turning the swords on their own people, like a butcher taking the blade upon his own people, like a king taking the blade upon his own people. There was so much darkness that even the moon could not be seen in the sky. Such chandarma dise nahi chariya.
ความมืดได้มีมากซะจนที่ว่ามันสร้างหมอกและมองพระจันทร์ของสัจจะไม่เห็น
How can we understand this in the ways of the world? In the ways of the world, we can understand this in the different conflicts that came from the faiths and the way that they would connect together.
เพื่อที่จะเข้าใจสิกขีเราต้องดูว่าที่มาของมันในเวลานั้นเนี่ยที่มาของศาสนาซิกในเวลานั้นเนี่ยมีความมืดมนในโลกเยอะมากในเวลานั้นมีการฆาตกรรมมีการเอาเปรียบข่มเหงข่มขีเยอะมาก
The Mughals who had invaded India had brought their own dharma and there was a great conflict and great segregation between the Hindus and the Muslims that made up the Indian subcontinent.
ราชวงศ์โมกุลจักรพรรดิออรังเซบในเวลานั้นได้เข้ามาในอินเดียนะครับผมและมาแถวปัญจับและมีการประหารชีวิตมีการปกครองมีการข่มขีดคนในประเทศเยอะมากในเวลานั้น
So between Hindus and Muslims there was segregation. The Hindus would not sit with those that would kill the cow and the Muslims would not sit with those that are kafir.
ในเวลานั้นศาสนามีการแบ่งแยกแตกแยกเยอะมากมีชั้นวรรณะไม่มีการร่วมมือการเข้าใจกันไม่มีการปรองดองกัน
And all of the holy people would retreat from the world. They would go to the jungles. They would go to the mountains to avoid the conflict and the negative energy.
นักบุญนักสวดโยคีพระในช่วงนั้นได้เข้าไปอยู่ในป่าอยู่ในที่ที่ว่าไม่ได้อยู่ในประจำสภานะครับผมแล้วก็เพื่อที่จะหนีหรือหลบจากปัญหาในเวลานั้น
So human beings in history, whenever we are at opposition to one another, we are at our worst. History has taught us this. And so all of the kind qualities were not present and all of the harsh qualities were present.
ในเวลานั้นคุณสมบัติในที่ที่ดีไม่ค่อยมีแต่ที่ที่ไม่ดีหรือเป็นคุณสมบัติที่ไปในทางแง่ลบมีและเป็นใหญ่ในเวลานั้น
Just a quick moment. Could I just ask in the room, who currently in the room understands what I am saying in English? If you could just raise your hand fully so I can just understand the room. Is there anybody in the room that doesn't understand the language I am speaking? Anybody not understand?
มีใครไม่เข้าใจภาษาอังกฤษที่ท่านได้พูดอยู่ไหมครับ
Can I make the humble suggestion? It seems to me that the room understands what I am saying, either from my tongue or my heart. So should I just speak in English to allow this process to flow? Would anybody object to that? And maybe I can speak some Punjabi for my brothers here today. I think we're okay, my brother.
Yes.
Is that okay? Do I have permission to do that? Do I have permission from the Sangat? From the officials, the dignitaries? Is it okay? Okay, let's go together.
Okay.
My brother, thank you.
Welcome.
So Guru Nanak Dev Ji would come to this earth when there was much conflict and there was a lot of pain and suffering from the segregation. It's so nice to see you nodding. If you are nodding, it means you are hearing me. Thank you. My English-speaking brothers are not nodding, but my Thai brothers are nodding. So what do you need when there is conflict? when there is darkness, when the moon of truth has hidden itself in the sky. What we need in a situation like this, when there is oppression, when there is segregation, when there is discrimination and suffering, what do you need in this way? Can anybody give me the answer? There'll be a proper Q&A at the end, but what do you need in darkness? What would dispel the darkness? Anybody can give me a help? We need the light. Give me the high five. We need the jod. Please come forward. No need to sit at the back. Welcome. Jiyayanu. So we need as a guru. Now this word has been appropriated. It has been taken to the West. And it has been mutated. It has been disrespected. We use word like property guru or fashion guru. But this is not very respectful. The word guru has such a high padavi, has such a high place that we shouldn't use this word so flippantly, so fragrantly. We should understand this word, welcome. The word guru is broken down into two smaller words. Gu meaning hanera, meaning darkness, and ru meaning light. The guru is that one who came to this earth to remove the darkness and to bring forth the light. You may have heard the word Guru Nanak, but now we will hear it perhaps for the first time. Behold, you are the one that will take away the anxiety from my life. You are the one that will bring the truth back into my life. And then you will say Guru Nanak from your heart, not just your tongue. This is what it means to hear something for the very first time that you have heard many times before. And I believe that even whilst I'm here to speak to perhaps people who have never heard about Sikhi, those that have heard this message may hear it for the first time if they hear it in their heart. For this is the journey of the Guru. The journey of the Guru is an intellectual one, yes, but it's also one of the heart, one of love. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji would come. They are the one that is here to bring light in the face of darkness. They are the one that will take away the fear and bring forth the love. To bring forth that which will dispel anxiety and suffering. And so the Guru is relevant today in our daily lives just as much as the Guru was relevant then at those times of darkness. But we go back now to the way of the world as we just described. In 1469, where there was segregation, where the Hindus were being persecuted by the Muslims. And even amongst the Hindus, there was persecution amongst the lower castes from the higher castes. And what does Guru Nanak Dev Ji do, my friends? What I'm going to share with you, I have said maybe over a dozen times. But every time I share what I'm about to share with you, my heart gets pulled. What does Guru Nanak Dev Ji do? They do something very simple. And what they do is so simple that the beauty can be lost. Guru Nanak Dev Ji puts a flag in the ground. Looking out across the flat plains of the Punjab, across the flat plains of that fertile land of North India, Guru Nanak Dev Ji would put a flag in the ground. And that flag would go very high in the sky. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji would say to the whole world, if you are hungry, if you are suffering because of this oppression that we as human beings are inflicting on each other, if you are suffering in this way, look into the sky. And where this flag breaks the skyline, come to the base of that flag. And if you are suffering with hunger, with famine, because of the warring classes, if you are hungry, come to the base of that flag and I will feed you. And if you are being persecuted because of your dharam, because of your religious beliefs, because of your caste, which we don't believe in Sikhi, but because of the ways of the world, we have to mention it. If you are suffering because your stomach is crying out in pain with hunger, come to the base of that flag, I will feed you. And if you are being persecuted in later years, we come to the base of that flag, my people will carry shastar, they will carry weapons, and they will stand for your right to be free. Guru Pyari Sad Sangat Ji, my brothers and sisters, dignitaries, friends, wherever you see the flag of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, which you have seen many, many times, but today you will look upon it anew. What you see is a flag that doesn't stand just for a nation. The flag stands for the provision of food in times of famine and the provision of protection against persecution. There is no flag in the world that stands as a function, that function stands over form. If you look at the things that we have been taught in this world, going back to school, when you were at school, you were innocently given flags to color in. This is the French flag for the French people of France. This is the Chinese flag for the Chinaman. This is the Indian flag for the Indians. And so we were taught duality. Those people are different. Your flag is the Thai flag. And in this way, unbeknownst, unintentionally, we are being taught our difference. But in the house of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, they would raise a flag not in difference, not in dubda, but in oneness. Only the flag of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is saying, every other flag in the world right now is saying, get out. If you want to come to our country, bring your passport. You can pass through our port. That's what a passport is. But then you must leave. Every flag is saying, this is our land, keep out. But the flag of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, the Nishan Sahib of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, is saying, come in. If you are hungry, come in, we will feed you. If you are being persecuted, we will stand for you. If we learn nothing else today, and we learn just this, and we go to the Guru Card and look at the Nishan Sahib, you will cry tears of joy. In fact, just a funny story. I was at our local Guru Card in East London, where I'm very lucky to have a chance to speak there on a regular basis. I'm very fortunate. The Sangha are kind to me, and they allow me to give the katha of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. And a school was coming from outside to visit the Gurdwara. This is what it means to see something for the first time. The school came, the teachers came from the local English school. And the teachers had never been to the Gurdwara before. And when they came to the Gurdwara, outside they see the Tham, they see the Nishan Sahib of Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. And they say, what is this flag? And I say, oh, this is the flag. It means that which I've told you about. The langar is here, that the priest, the gyani, that they carry the kirpan to protect you, which we will hear about later. And then I said, let me show you the fire exit. I turned around to say, let me show you the fire exit for the legal provision. And she was crying her eyes out. She goes, I just thought these things existed in the films. Are you telling me this is real? Guru Pyari Sad Sangat Ji, my friends, oftentimes we think we have seen something because we have seen it with our eyes. But I repeat now for the third time, we need to see these things with our heart. Next time you go to the Guru Kar, that is run so beautifully, that when I went there was so much love. I was received with so much love. We look unto the sky at the Nishan Sahib that I saw coming on the motorway, the freeway. I saw, there's the Nishan Sahib of my Satguru, Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. And you will know that you are at home. So, the flag was raised. Can you imagine if in a developing India, which we are in now, you go back 500 years, we are in the most developed, undeveloped state. 500 years ago, that somebody would open their doors and start to serve food to all people, indiscriminate, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, jo marji hove. You can come into the house of the... Can you imagine the uptake there? Let me give you an example that will trigger your mind. Domino's Pizza. Imagine Domino's Pizza in central Bangkok announces that today, from this day forward, all of the food will be free. Can you imagine how quickly it would be before all of the students of Mahidol University would be queuing up outside? And this was what happened in the house of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. People would come from far, they would come from wide to receive that blessings, to sit as equals where otherwise they were being persecuted, to sit as one where otherwise they were treated as two. And this became the center, the dwara, the taramsal of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. And I would like to give you an example of this in practice. You will see there's a correlation as we go on this journey together, that as we share things, we are going to give the worldly example of how it actually is in the world. Because we have a lot of theory being propagated by world leaders, not necessarily practice. We have a lot of theory propagated by politicians, but not really practice. But in the house of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, Let's experience this theory in practice. Let me give you an example of one kitchen where this flag flies. Maybe you have seen this place before. Let's go there again. You can see the Nishan Sahib atop the goal. Anybody know what this is called? I'm going to pick on somebody to see who is awake today. Anybody can tell me the name of this structure, this jyot, this building? Anybody want to help me, or shall I just pick on somebody? Hanji Mataji. Sri Harmandir Sahib. This is Harida Mandir. This is the house of Sri Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj. There is the flag there. There is the kitchen there. Anybody want to give me a guess as to how many people eat langar in the house of Sri Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj in one day? Sensible suggestions only. Sensible suggestions only. 50,000? Come on, let's be sensible. Let's keep it realistic. 50,000. 50,000. Yes, my sir. I sound like an auctioneer now. 1 lakh. So we have some educated people here today. I got to keep my eye on you, I think. When we come to do this presentation, people say 1,000. They're thinking of the wedding of their daughter. They say 500 is a lot. Maybe 1,000. In the house of Sri Guru Ramdas Ji Maharaj, they're feeding over 100,000 people a day. 100,000 people a day of different backgrounds are being sat down and they are breaking bread. On Guru Purabs, on Avatar Purabs, on days such as Vaisakhi, which we will go on to, sometimes that figure is many, many times more. My friends, in the house of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, I'm so proud to say this to you. I'm so grateful, I should say, to share this with you. We have the biggest kitchen in the entire world. The biggest kitchen in the entire world. In this capitalist world, where everything is about a transaction. But I'll give you this. I'm a contract lawyer, so I see only transactions. In this capitalist world where everything's a transaction, I'll give you this much money, but how much will you give me in return? We have the free kitchen of the Guru that is serving the most food in the entire world. The BBC, the British Broadcasting Company, they can be cited in 2016 that 6 million people a day, 6 million people a day are breaking bread in the house of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji at the Gurdwara across the world. 6 million people a day sit together, and we now see this function in the theory. But where else in the world, I invite you, where else in the world do we see this function actually putting into practice the theory? We hear much about theory. And this is why Sikhi flies so high like a flag in the sky, excuse the metaphor, because there is very little theory that we cannot see in the practice of the Gurus. And that is what attracted to me when I was at university, when I was doing all sorts of other things. But I would hear this message, a light in my brain went on, and it was just like, yo, Amandeep Singh, let's go on a few steps on this journey. And now I am here today on this journey, many steps later, standing before you today. This is the size of the vats. When we look at the golden temple, this is the size of the pots. This is the size of the pans. The structure here is something we can't really comprehend without visual images. We see men and women together serving as equals. There's no place in the kitchen that only a woman will serve or only a man. Again, this practice of oneness, not just in theory, but in practice. I ask you, here's a question I ask you. The house of the Guru knows no limits of donations, of wealth. It is one of the wealthiest houses in the world. Wherever the Sikh community has settled, they have prospered, and the Thai community is an example just of that. But then why, when we go into the Gurdwara, why is it that we see in the greatest house, everybody is sitting on the floor? Can anybody offer me a suggestion? Why is it that the Sangat, when we sit together in the house of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, I'm going to pick on somebody again. Why is it that we are sitting on the floor? Is it because we haven't got any furniture? Is it because IKEA won't supply us the chairs? Can somebody venture me a suggestion? Yes. because we have that practice there. We are saying that you can all come together as one. And so where is that practice if we are not sitting together as one? In fact, a very interesting incident. The Emperor of India, Akbar his name was, he came to hear of the glory of the house of the Guru. Through his courtiers, he heard that there's a place where there is Anand, where there is so much love, where this bliss is flowing forth, and people are crying tears of Anand as they sit and they meditate on the mantra of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. So Emperor Akbar, he goes to visit Sri Guru Amar Das Ji, the third form of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj came in 11 forms. In fact, they are still with us now in their 11th form. And when Emperor Akbar went to go and see Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj, perhaps expecting to be received on a throne, on a beautiful ornate chair, and to be bequeathed with robes and flowers and so on and so forth, they would be greeted only by the Sikh of the Guru. And the Sikh would say, Guru Amar Das Ji says that if you want to have my company, first you must sit on the floor and break bread with the same people that you govern over. Because as we go back to the teachings of Guru Nanak, the rulers had become so corrupt. Kalkati Raje, Kasai, the Raje had become Kasai, had become butchers. And so Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj was going to break that hankar, that ego, and make him sit as equals with those that they're governing over. And so there is this example of this practice, and Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj would sit on the floor, Emperor Akbar would sit on the floor, and they would break bread. And they would enjoy that. And so we must have this understanding that when we go into the Sangat, the Guru gives us his teaching. In fact, Guru Har Rai Sahib Ji Maharaj, Atme Pacha Sahib Sri Guru Har Rai Sahib Ji Maharaj, when they would leave this world, their last bhajan was, if you're so lucky to have a chance to sit in the Sangat, apne sir neeme rakh ke satkar rakho. We understand that you're not there to govern or to prove or to compare, but you are there to merge. The word that we have in Gurbani is lean. Nanak lean, payo gobindasyo. Nanak lean. That we are to merge with the Sangat. The Sangat is the river. The river is flowing constantly towards the sea of love. And the congregation is there for us to merge with, not to sit above. So I invite you all to take this practice, that if you're ever lucky enough to be in the company of the Sangat, the Guru's teaching is lower your head, apna sir neeme rakh ke, be lucky enough to sit in the dust. It's interesting that they brought a lectern for me to speak from, but I said no. I've traveled so far to be blessed by the Sangat. I want to be as close to you as I can. For this is the teachings of my Satguru. And again, that practice, hopefully, I'm worthy of today. So, Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj would tell the emperor to sit on the floor, addressing this issue of discrimination. In some parts of India, we have heard that the Mughals were converting by force the Hindus. But in some parts of India, the Hindus were discriminating against the Muslims, and they were without a place of worship. They had no mosque to go to say their prayers. And in the 6th form, Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, in their 6th form, Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj would build a mosque for Muslims. What teaching is this, Amandeep Singh? Where are you going to see this example in the world? That a Guru of another faith would build a mosque for Muslims. That a Guru of another faith would invite those same Muslims to come and break bread in the kitchen of the house of the Guru. Where is this example anywhere else in the world? Nowhere. This is the Sikhi, the glory of Sikhi. So Guru Pyari Sad Sangat Ji, time is always against us. We hear now of the formation of this form. You're thinking, Amandeep Singh, you're speaking of many things, but you stand dressed in a way that I'd like to know a little bit more about. And I'm here to share with you something more. We go now, and you can tell I'm just touching upon parts of history. We go now to the 9th form of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. At the time of the 9th form, Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj would walk upon this earth. Unfortunately, those quarrels that we spoke about, those acts of discrimination, of difference, of persecution, they had become worse. And that darkness had become a place of war. The Mughals now were represented by a very harsh ruler. His name was Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb would write in his diary, which you can find in the British Museum. If you ever come to visit me in London, you can be my guest. And we will go and we will see many things. We can see Maharaja Ranjit Singh Ji Takht, and you can see in the British Museum the diary of Aurangzeb. What does Aurangzeb write in his diary? He says, I will not rest until the whole of Hindustan is converted under the banner of Islam. He had a very strict, very restricted view that unless you converted to Islam, you would be worthy otherwise only of one thing, and that is death. And so we were in a very bloody, very violent, very dark time in Indian history. Aurangzeb would send soldiers to different parts of India, and they would say, you have a choice. Either convert to Islam or we will take your head. That was the law that was being passed. So in England, we have a parliament in London. And that parliament creates laws, and those laws govern the United Kingdom. And there's obviously a lot of politics going on right now, but in the principle we have this. When the Mughals had invaded India, they had set up their parliament, and they had passed legislation that if you bring us the head of a Sikh, we will give you this much rice. If you bring us the head of a Hindu, we will give you this much rice. And if you will not convert under request to Islam, we will take your head. And so Aurangzeb dispatches many soldiers to the most auspicious places where the Hindus and would be propagating their dharma. And one place was a place called Kashmir. Kashmir, if you will, was like the Harvard University, the Oxford, Cambridge University, the place where all the Pandits would go, like Bhagat Ravidas ji. Those Pandits, those great scholars, those great Bhagats would go and learn the teachings for hundreds of years before. And Aurangzeb would send soldiers there, and in that place there were 5,000 Kashmiri Pandits. 5,000. And the thought was that if we can convert their leaders, of which there were 16 to 19 leaders, contingent representatives of that group of 5,000. If we can convert those leaders by force, then all of those Pandits will become scholars of Islam, and in this way we can very quickly subsume the whole of the Indian subcontinent. So they would go to those leaders. One of their name was Kirparam. He was a Hindu. And they would say, you've got a choice. We give up your dharma, or we're going to collect your heads. Kirparam would say, give us some time. In Guru Pratap Suraj Granth, which is our history, this is written. He would say, give us 6 months. We don't want to lose our dharma. We don't want to give up our ways, but we don't also want to lose our heads. But give us some time. And so now, you will see this start to fit together. The 16, the 19, the contingents would come together. They would go to Amarnath, a place of great pilgrimage, a place of great reverence in the Hindu dharma. And the Pandits would go there and they would do a prayer to their Lord, whose name was Shivji. They would do a prayer, please come and save us. And Shivji would answer their prayers, it would say in history. They would say, in this dark age of Kaljug, in this dark age where the moon cannot be seen, and you'll see the circle now as we come on to conclude this part of the history. There is only one place where you can get that protection. There's only one place you can go where you can seek that protection. Be the flag in the house of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji. It flew before, it still flies still. We go to the house of the Guru, and in that place where you were given food, you were given nourishment in the time of famine, go now to that place, and they will give you protection against this fierce army of iron. The Mughals were covered in iron. And so the Kashmiri Pandits would go. The Kashmiri Pandits would go and they would seek out Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. They would hear that Guru Nanak Dev Ji, their takht, their throne, now rested the Pavitra Sarir, the body of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj, the 9th form of Guru Nanak, the 9th incarnation of the Guru. And the way that it is written in our history, that those Pandits would walk underneath the same Nishan Sahib that we walk every day as we offer our prayers, our requests, our supplications, our ardasa. The Pandits would come before Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj. And they would make this request. See, Maharaj, we have heard that you stand for all people. that you stand not just for the Sikh, but you stand against all ataram. All ataram meaning all injustice you will stand against. We are being told to give up our taram. We are being told that we must forcibly convert to Islam or we will lose our heads. Will you stand for our right to be free? And Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj would answer that call. They would say, you have come into the house of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, birti kadai na hovei, janaki, ardas bhi, no one's ardas will ever go unfulfilled. What teaching is this to you? We go everywhere in the world for the answers to our problems. We go to the shops, we go to Amazon, we go to people of this world. But perchance we should have the wisdom one day, Amandeep Singh, to go to the Guru and say, Maharaj, I'm stuck. Yo, Maharaj, I'm a little stuck. Under your Nishan Sahib, I now walk. There's nobody asking for my head, but it feels like I'm in pain. And as we go to the Guru Kar next, let's go with that Sharda. Be how many before have come? What small problem I have in the consequence of all those that have come before, that have had their prayers answered. Be Maharaj, do this one thing for me. And take our prayers to the Guru. We go on that minor departation, we go back now to Kashmir. The Pandits asked the Guru to stand, and the Guru says, I stand for you. And the Guru would go to challenge the Emperor. I'm really shortening this ardas because you have been listening for so long, so patiently and so keenly. This itihas, which I'm sharing with you now, we have done, and it takes many hours. I'm just shortening many hours into a few minutes. But you can hear the whole katha on the YouTube channel if you would like to, of the Shahidi. So the Sikhs would go by Matidas Ji, by Satidas Ji, by Diyala Ji. They would go with Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj. They would go to that place where such atrocities were being committed. They would go to the Emperor and they would challenge the Emperor. They would say to the Emperor, you are forcibly converting people. This is not the way. You cannot force someone to love. You cannot force someone to give. I challenge you now that if you can convert me from my Guru's path of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, then those Pandits will lie in the balance. But if you cannot, then these people must be free from your shackles. And so it was that by Matidas Ji would stand and prove his courage. By Matidas Ji, that one who would be sawn in half. I wanted to put the pictures here, but we were told maybe another day. But you can look at the pictures maybe in your own time, the artist depictions. By Matidas Ji was sawn in half, but he stood for those Hindu brothers. By Satidas Ji, we know they were wrapped in cotton wool, they were set on fire publicly. And they were burned alive, but they stood, dige na dole, drid kar rayo, puran hoy, triptani. They would stand firm for the cause of freedom, the free rights, the human rights of all to practice, free from persecution, free from oppression. In other words, we can say in 2 words, Nishan Sahib. By Diyala Ji would be placed in a cauldron of boiling water, they would be boiled alive. Guru Pyari Satsanga Ji, listen very carefully now. The Mughals would report to the Emperor. They would say to the Emperor, these people aren't ordinary people. They've been burned alive, they've been boiled alive, they've been sawn in half, and they didn't give up their dharam. They never gave up their dharam. Nobody is standing up against the might of the Mughal regime, but these Gursikhs, they're made of something else. We are wearing iron, but they are made of iron. Maybe we shouldn't be doing this to their Peer, their Guru. Maybe we shouldn't torture him in this way. The Emperor sends a message. The messenger comes to Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. He says, show us a miracle. I've been told by the Emperor, if you show us a Kotak, if you show us a miracle today, we will set you free. And those Kashmiri Pandits who you've come for, they will be free too. Guru Pyari Satsanga Ji, hear this. It was this itihas, this history that I heard that would change my life and want me and draw upon me a desire to take the Guru's roop, to keep my case, to come into this path of the Guru. The Emperor's messenger says, show us a miracle, we will set you free. And those people that you have come to stand for, we will set them free too. What the Guru said, I hope I will never forget, and I encourage you to remember these words that you can tell our children, our nephews and nieces. The Guru would say this, by Matidas Ji, by Satidas Ji, by Diyala Ji, they have just been sawn in half, burned alive, boiled alive, for people they have never met, of a different dharam, from a faraway land that they've never visited. But my good Sikhs have just given their life for people of a different faith who are strangers, who come from a land they've never seen. If you can't see the miracle in this, what miracle will you bear witness to today? You want me to show you a card trick? Shall I pull a rabbit out of a hat? No. There will be no disrespect, no biadabi of those shahidi who have given shahidi today. We do as you will, but I stand on the path of the Guru. And so it was that Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj, they would say to the executioner, do as you will. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj, they had their cease cut from their body. Cease diya, par sir na diya. They would give their physical head, but they would never give up their dharam. Their dharam was what? The dharam of all of humanity, the dharam of daya, the dharam of dharam, which is to be righteous in our actions. In the crowd, in the public gallery, there were many that were standing there because the Mughals had called everybody to Delhi to watch this execution to put fear in people. Even today, propaganda is used for fear, but that is a conversation for another day. And the people were gathered in large crowds. Even in the crowds, there were Sikhs standing there. And the executioners were told, are there any Sikh among you today in the crowds? And Kavi Santokh Singh Ji would write in Guru Pratap Suraj Granth, they would say that there were many Sikhs standing in that crowd. Everybody looked the same, everybody blended in that crowd. Nobody wanted to be recognized, because if they would be recognized, what fate might they have to meet? So Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's cease was cut from their body. The body was taken by a Gursikh and their house was burnt down just to disguise the cremation of the Guru's body. Lucky Shad Manjara would do this. And the cease was taken by Jeta Ji from the 9th form, as we come to an end now, in this time that we've been given together. The 9th form's head would be taken to the 10th form of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, Sahib Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj at Anandpur Sahib. When the cease was taken to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, who was just 9 years old at the time, when the cease was taken, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj would ask the question. They would say that my Guru has given their head for the freedom of others that were being persecuted. They were standing up for those that were being bullied, that were being persecuted. But did anybody stand up for the Guru? Did anybody stand up for the Gursikhs the way that they were standing up for others? And the Gursikhs would say, Jetaji would say, Maharaj, there were many Sikh there, but nobody wanted to be recognized on account of the consequence. Everybody just looked the same. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj would say, no. I make this prophecy now. In 1675, Guru Gobind Singh Ji would make the prophecy that I will give my Gursikhs such a form, I will give my Gursikhs such a roop, that they will always be recognized, no matter where they go. Wherever they go, you will be able to recognize my Gursikh. And 24 years later, Guru Pyari Sadh Sangat Ji, my respected brothers and sisters and friends, 24 years later in 1699, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj now would call together all the Gursikhs. They would send hukumname, requests, invitations, commands across the whole of the Indian subcontinent and further still, asking all the Gursikhs to come and collect at Anandpur Sahib. And it was there that Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj would say, is there anybody here willing to give their head for dharam? And they would ask for the heads, and many would remain silent, and we know that 5 would come forward. And 5 would come forward by Daya Singh Pai, Dharam Singh Pai, Himmat Singh Pai, Mokum Singh Pai, by Sahib Singh. Those 5 Gursikhs would come forward representing the qualities of what it means to be a Khalsa. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj would initiate them with the Amrit, the Khanda. They would give them the gift of drinking from the sword, and they would give us this form. This form that now stands before you, and I'm going to just finish on touching on the 5 Ks that we can better understand who the Sikh is by the way we can see them. The Guru would say that you will have these 5 Ks. You've heard the term 5 Ks. I prefer the term 5 gifts. for these were gifts that were just bestowed upon the Khalsa. Why it's so important we think of it as a gift. If it's a K, there's a question, do you want it, do you don't? If it's a gift, who doesn't want the gift of the Guru, man? Why is it a question that if the Guru should give us a gift, is it really a question that we would want to keep these gifts? Perchance, Guru Gobind Singh Ji would bestow upon you a gift. We see it for the first time now. These are gifts, Guru Pyari Sadh Sangat Ji. This is the Khalsa's gift. We take it with your hands. Beg for the right to carry these gifts. Don't question whether it's a debate, whether you should or shouldn't. If anybody should come to your house and give you an arrow and say, this is the deed of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, you would burn your house down rather than break that arrow. Guru Sahib has given us something even greater. They have given us their own form. They've given us the gift of their roop. Why would we think of it as a choice to receive the gift? We would fight for this gift. So I refer to them as the 5 gifts. The 5 gifts, my friends, are not equal. The Shiromani Kakar, the highest Kakar, the highest of those 5 gifts, the 5 Ks, is the gift of uncut gaze, which we will delve into in the Q&A. The gift of uncut gaze makes my roop distinguished, that you can see me from far away. That I was at a conference in London where there was 13,000 people and I lost my brother and he could see me from my Dastar. In 13,000, there was the Gursikh there. Not that I'm worthy of that name, but just for the purposes of the Udar and the example. Then we have the gift of a kanga, which we wear in our case, which you can see a picture of on the far left, which is to keep that kakar, the gift of our uncut case, neat and tidy. Then we have the gift of our kara, which is reminding me, Amandeep Singh, this is not your hand. That you've been lucky enough to be in the Sadh Sangat. This is the hand to serve. Be what ladle shall I lift today? Be what ang of the Guru shall I turn today? Be what Guru Sikh shall I give a jappi to today? Then we have the gift of a kirpan, which is something so beautiful and so dear to me. This kirpan is here to remind me, Amandeep Singh, yours is not to beg for others for the gift of their clemency, for we are the givers of justice. We are here to deliver the Guru's kirpa. This is the an of the Guru, the man of the Guru. And it's reminding us that in our own lives, udam kare, let's make that effort to stand together with the Sangat. When we come together, there is nothing that we can't achieve. And the achievements of the Thai Sikh over the past 100 years is a testament to that. As you come together, as I learn about your history, as I'm blessed to be in your company and receive your love. And then we have the gift of the kashera, which is the military shorts that go to the knee, that teach us that Amandeep Singh, you should always be ready to serve. That should you be lucky enough to have a chance to serve the Sangat, that you are ready to serve, either on the battlefield, or the langar hall, or the lecture theatre, that we are here to serve. And so the Khalsa has been given these gifts, but perhaps we can say the gift that joins us together the most, as we finish up now, the gift that joins us together the most is the gift of the Shabad. What is this Shabad? And this is perhaps the most important thing that I can share with you today. My brothers and sisters, understand this to be true. Gurbani is not words on a page. It is that too, but it's not just that. Gurbani is not just a prayer. It is that, but not just that. Gurbani is the living form of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. Gurbani is alive. And we're going to experience just what that means in about 30 seconds. We're going to recite the Guru Shabad to finish up this session. We're going to use the words that have become fashionable, but they only represent what already exists. We're going to use these words, guided meditation, which sounds so cool and new age and funky. Yeah? These words of the West have come to the East and made our Taram be born again, so we use them. What we're talking about is Simran, to be in remembrance of the Guru Shabad. My Ustad, one of my teachers would say, Amandeep Singh, never forget, we Gurbani Jindaya, it's alive. And if you open up your heart, you'll feel that love and you will cry tears of joy as we vibrate upon the Shabad. I said to you, I begged you and I implored you that the Guru will be kind to all of us, that today was not about just education, that we would go on a journey. And if you look inside your heart, you will know that your condition has changed. In fact, if you could just show me your hands, Who feels that their condition, their state has changed just by sharing this history today? No elbows, just up, or either you're in. It's interesting to see. This is the point of Sikhi, my friends. History, I'll repeat, and now it will mean something different to you. History isn't a lesson for an exam. Guru Sahib's Itihas is here to change our state. Wouldn't it be wonderful if every day we listened to Katha in the Guru Kar and our state would change? Wouldn't it be wonderful as we go on this journey together that every day we feel the Anand? And what we're going to do now to finish off, we're going to recite the Guru's mantra 5 times together. I please ask you to just really give me your concentration now and your hearts for this last little bit of time that we have together, for this is by far the most important thing that I have traveled many miles to share with you today, to learn from you today, to be in your company for today. We're going to recite the Guru's mantra just 5 times. The Guru's mantra is Vaheguru. Vaheguru meaning the destroyer of all things dark and the bringer of all things light. The destroyer of pain, anguish, anxiety, fear, obstacles, and in this way, the bringer of light, the bringer of progress, the bringer of oneness, the bringer of gratitude, the bringer of shukrana. And in this way, we will dispel that darkness from our minds, and you will see, you will know that Guru Bani is alive. Is everybody ready to go on this journey together? Akho Satanam Siri? Okay, so I'm going to call out the mantra, the Guru's mantra. Yeah, this mantra will destroy. Jugraj Singh, my older brother, would say the Guru mantra of Guru Nanak is called the karam killer, meaning it destroys our karam. It removes that karam. It removes those things that hold us back. So what I'm going to ask you to do humbly is just to close your eyes. If you just close your eyes and just give us complete focus. With a complete focus now, I'm going to call out the mantra of Guru Nanak just 5 times. I'd like you to listen to the mantra when I say it. Let it go in through your ears. And you're going to store that mantra in your heart. And then you're going to call it back to me. You're going to call it back to me as one. Everybody say as one. Everybody together as one. Vaheguru. Sare akho. Vaheguru. 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 My people, my brothers and sisters, this is the Sikhi of Guru Nanak. The Sikhi of Guru Nanak is to be in Anand, to be in Sahaj. These words aren't just words in a book that you read about. This is not a theory. This is a practice. This isn't a form. It's a function. Let's start living, my people. Let's start waking a little bit earlier. Let's start doing Simran. Let's start listening to Itihas so that our own condition can change. We are the masters of our abilities because the Guru has given us the weapons. We must wield those weapons. What weapon is it we must wield? The weapon of the Gyan Karag, the knowledge of who we really are inside. The knowledge of who we really are inside. The knowledge of who we really are inside. We're looking so much outwardly because the world is looking outwardly. Everyone's suffering in the world, man. Find me someone who isn't hiding behind a smile. Find me someone who isn't hiding behind anxiety with a smile. Why are we following those that we know from our own experience are in suffering? Let's stop looking outwardly. Let's find the Shabbat in our lives. Wouldn't it be amazing if every day from this day we wake just 20 minutes earlier and from a place of Shukranna, we call the Guru Mantra of Guru Nanak. What gift is this? That perchance at the breakfast table, we are sharing the Katha of Guru Nanak Dev Ji with our children and our grandchildren because we've been listening to Katha the night before. This is not here, I'm not here to educate you. We're learning together. Let's take this opportunity. There's never been a time in history where Sikhi has been more accessible to us than right now. Bhai Jagraj Singh Ji would say so beautifully, he would say, watching a video a day on the basics of Sikhi, watching a video a day keeps Kaljug away. You know, eat an apple a day keeps the doctor away. He goes, watch a video a day, keep Kaljug away. And now my time has come to an end. Would you believe that 50 minutes has gone so quickly? I ask now for your forgiveness. We've spoken of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj, Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Maharaj, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj, Sahib Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. And we've spoken the Shabad of the Guru. I must have made many mistakes. You are the Siana, you are the elders. I came to you for your asisa, your blessings. But if we made any mistakes, I ask for your forgiveness. But I make this request one more time because we know that repetition makes permanent in our mind. Let's think about what we're going to do. I said it at the Katha, the Gurdwara. Hopefully the Singhs can put the poster on for the tour on the wall so we can see. But we're going to be here for a few more days. The same message is going to resonate. What am I going to do? What will happen tomorrow that is different from yesterday? Am I going to start doing Simran? Am I going to start listening to Katha? The Vaj has gone really funny on the microphone. I don't know what's happening. What am I going to do? Who do I want to be? And how am I going to get there? So once again, we must have made many, many mistakes. You are the Sangat of the Guru. You have been blessed by the Guru to be invited here today in one way or shape or form. I ask again for your forgiveness. We're now going to open up for a question and answer session. Please, please engage because now is an opportunity to learn in a conscious place that has been blessed by Simran. So there's an energy of truth here now. Let's make progress from that soil, that fertile soil that we've laid, and ask those questions that are in our hearts that we can make progress. So, Hanji, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I don't know why, but in the last 2 minutes, the microphone has gone very funny. There's a big echo in the room. It wasn't here. If somebody could look at that. Are there any questions that I can help with? Yeah. What should I do? Do we have a microphone or should I pass?
Like in these days, like the youth are not coming into Sikhi. Like, what are your thoughts? Like, what can we do to make them join Sikhi? Like the new generation. Like the new generation are not coming into Sikhi these days. Like, what can we do to make them come into the Sikhi?
It's a really interesting question. I will answer that question in two parts. The question was from my Veer, the youth are not coming to Sikhi, but what can we do? There's two ways I will answer that question. Number one, this presumption that the youth are not coming into Sikhi is wrong. I'm very fortunate that I get to travel. And Sikhi is being taken up in fantastic numbers around the world. It's wrong to say that we are not coming into Sikhi. But there are those people that are hearing about Sikhi for the first time. They are grateful to hear about this. There are English teachers that are doing the Mool Mantra of Guru Nanak. There are Gore Sikh that are traveling to Darbar Sahib to learn about Sikhi. The reality of the situation, I'm sorry, is that our own people don't value what we have. And we have to close our eyes, remove our ego, and relearn. Who can deny that they will see the Nishan Sahib when they go to the Gurdwara with new eyes after today? We've already know what it was. If somebody asked you, what's that? You would say, it's the Nishan Sahib. But perhaps today we will look at it anew. So the first part of the question is, I don't think it's correct. I think that Sikhi is being taken up in huge numbers. But we are only seeing our own well, our own pond. We see our own people, right? The second thing is this. We have never been a dharam that has forced other people. Sikhi has always been about the fragrance, and everybody would come. We have to do one thing, and that is to make our own bed. That perchance you would listen to the katha of Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj and share it with your nieces and nephews, your younger brothers and sisters. But where else will they ever want to go? We are so quick, I'm not targeting you personally, but we're so quick to say they're not doing this, they are not doing that. But if we look inwardly at our own place, I'm very, very big fan of this. Be who am I and what am I doing? Maharaj says, Jo main kiya, so main paya, dos na dije, avarjana. Maharaj says, whatever is happening around me is down to me. Dos na dije, avarjana. If there's something wrong with our youth, let's not look at the youth. They are born from us. We should look at ourselves. Be Amandeep Singh, what have you done today for your little daughter? What have you done today for your niece and nephew? What katha have you sanad them as you give them Weetabix or Cheerios? Have you sanad them the Sakhi of Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj? We expect so much from that watering plant of the youth. We are not giving that watering plant any water. The responsibility is on us to bestow Gyan Karag. Gyan Karag is the weapon of knowledge. And in so doing, two beautiful things will happen. Our children will be blessed with the knowledge. And we will relearn that history that we think we already knew. My friends, we don't do anything for ourselves, but we would die for our children. We don't care about ourselves. Mothers, since the beginning of time, have been making patille of food and making sure everybody has eaten. They will eat the leftover prasad there. We will do so much for our children, but nothing for ourselves. But the truth of the matter is, on this path of Gursikhi, unless you have it, you can't give it. We must learn. We must look to learn. And if we learn from experience, when I say learn, I don't mean textbooks. There is a part there too. But I've given no dates, no stats really of any synchronous day. We've spoken about the philosophy of the Guru, the heart of the Guru, the love. If you learn that, there's a saying that the flower does not concern itself about attracting the bee. The flower just blossoms. And when the flower blossoms, the fragrance comes and the bees will come. You understand? So let's take a responsibility to become who I should be. Be Amandeep Singh, who do you want to be? Bhai Sahib ji apna naam kiya? Nand Singh. This beautiful name, Nand Singh. Wow. That you should live up to name. What a blessing, right? Be Nand Singh, be who do I want to be? And in this way, become that person, the fragrance will blossom, and in this way, the Sangat will come. So to repeat, we are not suffering. We are not ever suffering. Our numbers have never been judged. Our quality of Sikhi has never been judged by numbers. We've always been few. But our contribution, as Bhai Sahib ji said when they spoke on the stage, Nagesh Singh, the contribution has always been massively disproportionate to our numbers. It's not about our numbers. Bhai Jagraj Singh ji just one would change the whole world, as we know, right? Guru Nanak Bachah's Nishan Sahib is not everywhere, but that somewhere is a place of great reckoning. And so I give this teaching, become the Nishan Sahib in your own house. What excitement is there today? That from today, we will make a commitment that we will be different. That for our families, it will be different. And this is the point of Gursikhi Prachar. I'm not here respectfully for anything else other than your blessings. That Amandeep Singh, tomorrow, we're going to do something different. And we're having a meeting at your camp. We've got a camp here. I'm very grateful to be invited. We're going to launch an assault on Kaljug at the camp. I'm calling all the Sangha together. We've got a camp this Saturday. And at the end of the camp from 3 p.m., I'm asking for all the elders, all of those that are above, all of those that are able-bodied, above 14, 15, 16 years old to come together. We're going to make a plan about what we're going to do for the benefit of our children so that we can blossom and become that fragrance. So a bit of a long answer. Please give us your blessings. We're going to strategize a war strategy, and then hopefully with the Guru's blessings and your implementation, we've got some really big ideas. So please come to the camp. Are there any other questions? Please give us your blessings. Sangatji.
I mean, I feeling it's very hard for me alone. Yes, doing umbrella. I mean, yes.
She's saying that it's difficult to do Amrit Vela alone, and like over here there's not like many sangats who is doing Amrit Vela. Yeah, and doing with the sangats is easier, but over here there's no sangat doing the Amrit Vela. Yeah.
So the question is about Amrit Vela. Just to explain for those that don't know, Amrit Vela is the last paher of the night. When we go to the Tika of Yani Gurbachan Singh Ji Khasa Pindarawale, in the Tika, which has given many gifts to the Panth, whose teachings are recorded, Yani Gurbachan Singh Ji was that great prolific scholar who would give the teachings as brought down by Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. And in the 1900s, they would be written down for the first time, and they would now be sort of a source of a foundation. They explain to us what Amrit Vela is in the science. And the day is split into 4 paher, 4 parts, and then the night is split into 4 paher. And so each part is 3 hours. So you can see there's 12 hours of day, and then there's 12 hours of night. And Guru Maharaj explains to us, in the last paher, the last quarter of the night, which is between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m., that is the ambrosial hours. The Amrit nectar flows, and in that time, the ability to connect through vibration, through the Shabad, is much easier. And it's because everybody else is asleep, and only the Bhagats are awake at that time, and it's a beautiful time. The question is, Amrit Vela is really hard. There are many ways to answer that question, but I'll answer it perhaps just from my heart. Penji apna naam kya? Rani Kaur, yeah? Fitting name for what I'm about to say. The question really is this: who do you want to be? And how do you want to feel? How are you going to feel? If I ask you this question, imagine it's 6 months from now, and it's September 2023. And you've been doing Amrit Vela for 6 months, Pakka, waking, vibrating upon the name of Guru Ramdas Ji. I can see you're getting emotional. How would you feel if you did that? If every day you're waking, you're reciting the Guru Mantra of Guru Nanak Badshah every day, how do you think the day will go? How do you think you're going to feel? I can give you all sorts of sciences. I can try and sell this to you as a concept. I can try and convince you. But the only honest way to answer that question for me is, who do you want to be and how do you want to feel? You know how you feel without Amrit Vela. How do you think you would feel per chance that you should make that effort and wake? And you have your answer. Hana? There are some practical steps we could talk about, like drinking lots of water, keeping your phone away from your bed, putting your alarm on, making an Amrit Vela club, choosing people around to phone. I can say all of those things, but you know them already. The reality is this: as we speak openly and honestly, who do you want to be? Rani. You want to be a queen, right? In the court of the Guru. You want to be a princess, you want to be worthy of the court, right? And how do you want to feel? And you know how you would feel compared to how you do feel. I'm not here to judge. I'm just asking you to be open in your own heart. And your answer will be there. I'm speaking actually to myself here, Amardeep Singh. But how do you want to feel? And then you will have perhaps a different answer to the way it's been answered previously. Does that make sense? Does that give you something for your... Hanji, are there any other questions? Huh? Huh? Finish time, yeah? So the time has gone so quick. I'm going to be here for some more time. I want to just say a couple of thank yous, because as I heard the speakers before, they spoke with such humility and so much love. And there was genuinely an air of sincerity in the words that were spoken. The names were not captured by me. I had nothing to write down. But I'm just going to say sincerely from my heart, to the Center of Bharat Studies and the RILCA, and obviously the Mahidol University and those distinguished speakers that came and spoke so lovingly, specifically Nagesh Singh, who spoke so lovingly of the Sikh Dharma. But once again, if I've made any mistakes, if I've said anything wrong, I ask for your forgiveness. Just finally, I'm here for a few more days. Give me your blessings. Let me have a chance to look upon you and get your blessings. We're going to be doing Katha at the Gurdwara on Friday. We have a camp all day and then a meeting with the Sangat on Saturday to maybe orchestrate an assault on Kaljug, that we can take some progress. And on Sunday we have Katha. The camp is at Fairmont Tower on Saturday. If VG could put the poster on the screen, maybe we can, you can all see that as well. Or otherwise, if you're on Instagram, you can go to Amandeep Singh East London on Instagram. We put up little clips of Sikhi from the Katha as well. It's a way for us to stay in contact. Once again, thank you for allowing me to speak. You've given me so much of your time. I'm really grateful and honored to be here. Thank you so much. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.
ที่จบไปเมื่อสักครู่นะคะก็เป็นการบรรยายพิเศษในเรื่องแสงสว่างทางปัญญาแห่งซิกนะคะจากท่านพิธีกรป่ายอามันดีปซิงห์นะคะ
So just now we had the special guest speaker giving his address and giving his talk by Amandeep Singh from Basics of Sikhi United Kingdom. We thank you for being here and sharing your insights with us today.
ในลำดับต่อไปนะคะจะเป็นช่วงของการอภิปรายและสรุปประเด็นโดยคุณอภิรัตน์คำวังหัวหน้ากิจกรรมสิกขีเสวนาศูนย์ภารตศึกษาสถาบันวิจัยภาษาและวัฒนธรรมเอเชียมหาวิทยาลัยมหิดลค่ะ
Next we have Kun Aphirat Kamwang who will give the summary of discussions and observations from today representing the Center for Bharat Studies at RILCA Mahidol University.
สวัสดีนะครับเราภาคภาษาไทยเพื่อที่จะทำความสรุปแล้วก็ทำความเข้าใจเนื่องจากว่าเรามีผู้ชมทางออนไลน์แล้วก็ในภายหลังก็จะมีคนไทยหลายท่านไม่ว่าจะเป็นนักเรียนนักศึกษาก็จะเข้ามาชมในภาคภาษาไทยดังนั้นแล้วผมก็จะช่วยอภิปรายแล้วก็จะสรุปในหลายๆประเด็นนะฮะที่ควรจะบันทึกเอาไว้ในเหตุการณ์ในวันนี้แล้วก็เผื่อที่ใครในอนาคตจะได้เข้ามาดูก็จะได้เข้าใจว่าสิ่งที่อธิบายไปนั้นเป็นยังไงบ้างนะครับผมรวมกับประสบการณ์ของผมไปด้วยแล้วก็รวมกับประสบการณ์ของท่านวิทยากรไปด้วยนะครับสิกขีครั้งที่4นี้เป็นสิ่งที่เราได้เห็นอีกมิติหนึ่งก็คือในเรื่องของประวัติของครูศาสดาซึ่งท่านวิทยากรท่านเชี่ยวชาญแล้วก็ค้นคว้าอย่างละเอียดมากดังนั้นผู้ที่ฟังมาโดยตลอดทั้งทางบ้านก็ดีหรือในที่นี้ก็ดีเนี่ยท่านจะได้เข้าใจว่าประวัติศาสตร์ตั้งแต่เริ่มต้นที่มีครุนานักนะฮะสืบทอดมาจนกระทั่งมีเหตุการณ์สำคัญหลายเหตุการณ์เราต้องเข้าใจว่าเหตุการณ์ที่เกิดขึ้นเนี่ยไม่ได้เกิดขึ้นภายในช่วง10-20 ปีหรือ100 ปีนะฮะยาวมาหลายร้อยปีแล้วก็ผ่านราชวงศ์ผ่านนักปกครองในท้องถิ่นรวมทั้งศึกจากที่อื่นเข้ามาเนี่ยหลายร้อยเหตุการณ์นะครับแต่ว่าเหตุการณ์หลักๆที่วิทยากรท่านนำเสนอมาเนี่ยเป็นเหตุการณ์ที่น่าสำคัญแล้วก็น่าสนใจที่ควรจะเข้าใจเพราะว่ามันเป็นจุดเปลี่ยนของมิติของทางซิกอีกส่วนหนึ่งนะฮะทีนี้ทางวิทยากรท่านได้อภิปรายท่านได้นำเสนอในส่วนของยานัมสักคีภาษาไทยถ้าจะแปลแบบง่ายๆก็คืออัตชีวประวัติของพระศาสดาหรือครูศาสดานะฮะเพราะนั้นแล้วเราจะเห็นในเรื่องของปีไหนทำอะไรเกิดเหตุการณ์อะไรขึ้น